Live from Robert H. Hines Stadium in Minerva, this is the SmeeSports Pregame Show, live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. It is a great day to watch some football here in Minerva. A lot on the line today, history especially. He's Daniel Clark. I am Nathan Smee, not only doing pregame, but also on the call for you this evening.
Yes,
DC, you're making your debut on the channel. Glad to have you with me.
Yes, sir. It's glad to be here. I'm glad to be here, man. It's good to be here. It's a nice day out.
And looking at the history aspects of this game, that nice day you mentioned, it is going to get a little bit nicer for Springfield if they win this game for the first time since 2017, a 2-1 record or better to begin the campaign. As for Minerva, same thing, but back it up a couple years to 2013. So a lot of history and a lot overall on the line tonight. It's a special atmosphere. We talked to some great people before the game. I think this is shaping up to be one of the best games in the state tonight.
Most definitely, and I just want to reiterate, Minerva has gone through a lot in the last 3 years. In their last win with Crestwood last week, they won, what, 28-13?
23-8.
23-8. And so they had an incredibly good victory over them. And I think that the community around Minerva is just incredibly excited for this win, and they're excited for this game tonight as well.
And once again, you could feel it everywhere around this campus. The moment that we got here at 4:30, something was different. Walked around 5:15, 5:30.
Right.
We got that feeling. But looking at Springfield, they are a hungry team as well. They have a new head coach, just like Minerva does, 1-1 on the year. However, they won their first game and lost their second, so a flip there.
Right.
But just one more thought on the Minerva game before we go and talk about Springfield last week. To get a win at home, it's one thing, but to get two in a row, and you as a football player, you know this, it is something special to win back-to-back games at home.
Yeah, no, it's most definitely one of the best feelings ever when you win back-to-back games at home. The crowd is one of the best things. It's so invigorating. You know, you're just out there and you get that second dub, and you know they also have a victory bell. So just incorporating the entire community with this dub, with this win, is going to be one of the biggest things that they can do. And we were talking, like you said earlier, we came in and we were talking to the athletic director, Mr. Evans, and he's just so excited for this game to take place. He's excited for the freshmen, you know, the other booster club president, Rick. He's very excited to see some of the seniors that he has also coached. So that's what I just want to reiterate, the community around it, you know, having 2 wins at home, it's just a big win for your environment, for your community, and for the program.
And being here last year for the win against St. Thomas Aquinas, the moment that the game was over, I was down on the sideline reporting. It was crazy. The run over to the victory bell, since graduated senior Julian Dunbar, he led that charge. He went right over to that victory bell, and he went to town. That was the first win since 2020 for the Minerva Lions. 4 wins this decade for them, and as well, Drew Pastor of the Fantastic 50 put out a very interesting factoid before the game. In the last 6 years combined, 8-109. 8 wins, 109 losses combined between these two teams. Each squad has 4 wins, so tonight, not only does that help them get above 500, but it also gives them one of very few wins in recent memory.
Right, and you can even tell that this Minerva team is much different. You know, in the past 3 years, they've lost to Crestwood twice, right? And last week, they finally got another dub, so I'm very excited to see what they're going to do. I'm very excited to see what the freshman QB is going to do. You know, he's a little wobbly out there sometimes, but he actually gets the job done. He's a very accurate QB, so we're going to see something from him. The offensive line is a very big, strong offensive line, too. So I have a lot of high hopes for this Minerva team today.
And with a young team having an experienced offensive line, that just takes things to another level. Now looking at Springfield, they won their first game 40-32 against Waterloo, but last time out, a 44-6 loss against Rootstown. A tough week number 2 opponent, but still one that builds character and helps them get ready for today, which you could really call a Super Bowl game for them.
Right.
And you look as well at this Akron Springfield squad, a lot of returners, 17 lettermen coming back from last year. It's a sophomore quarterback versus a freshman quarterback. You never really hear that at the high school level.
Yeah.
Maybe the collegiate level like Mount Union tomorrow, as they have, whether you look at Mikey as a sophomore or a redshirt freshman, a youngster behind the O-line, and that can make things very interesting there. But at the high school game, very rare to see those 2 young quarterbacks.
Right.
But you look as well at Springfield outside of their offense. Their defense with their new head coach, once again, he was the DC of Worcester last year. You bring that edge, you bring that aspect of the game. They are a very tough out, and according to the media, this is a defense that, albeit sets up in a 3-4 usually, it is very fluid.
Right. I'm very excited to see that wing T offense tonight, man.
and wing tee for Minerva. A lost trade, but a trademark of Zachary Slace, the head coach of the Lions. But before we go to break and hear a word from our sponsors, we will kick it back to last week. Week number 2, Labor Day weekend. Holy Name and Gilmore was our game of the week. Holy Name, they did drop that one, 28-12. I'll give some brief thoughts. DC, obviously you weren't there, and until you got in the car today, probably did not know what a Holy Name or a Green Wave was.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not all the way from this area, Stark County. I was born in Stark County, but then I fortunately moved to Texas, got an opportunity to play good football in Texas, and then I came back here to play at Mount Union.
Everything's bigger in Texas, but from what you've seen from high school football in this area, we do it pretty big as well.
Yes, most definitely. The only difference between here and Texas is that it's not as hot.
That is a good thing, but it still does feel kind of steamy tonight. But Holy Name, a tough outing. When you have 4 offensive starters down, 2 running backs down, 2 of your linemen down, it was always going to be an uphill battle against a very good Gilmore squad. J-Mo had his growing pains. The running back room once again decimated. Nemeth had to move from a flex guy to simply a running back, and that really did hurt the offense. Personal fouls gave Holy Name the first touchdown. Somehow, some way, back-to-back personal fouls.
Wow.
We couldn't see what Gilmore was doing. Something down there was, I would say, held in contempt by the officiating crew, and that moved the chains 45 yards up and gave J-Mo a chip shot with Nemeth. But Gilmore, Patron, he was great. Their wide receiver core, it was great as expected. Nathan Lennon, the running back, he did his thing. Both teams have a great matchup tonight. Holy Name on the road in Columbus against Marion Franklin. We will be predicting that game, and I kind of do think we know where that one is going. As for Gilmore, it's the battle for Gates Mills over in the East Cleveland area. They take on Hawken tonight as well. But when we come back from commercial, it's time to break down these teams a little bit more. It's great to look at record, but what makes a football team a football team? It's the nuts and bolts, it's the nooks and crannies, it's the things that you do not simply get from looking at Max Preps, but that is when we come back. Taking a look back at the field time locally, 6:24, as you are watching the SmeeSports Pregame Show on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. We'll hear a word from our sponsors and be back on in a few moments. With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts. Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern, or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow. The Minerva Athletic Boosters Club is dedicated to supporting the needs of the Minerva Athletic Department and all varsity sports teams. We also assist our middle school teams and work year-round to raise funds that directly benefit our athletes. Whether it be providing new uniforms for varsity and middle school teams or providing scholarships for our athletes as they move on to their next chapter, we do a lot to help support our beloved Minerva Lions. Join us for our major events such as our reverse raffle in September, Super Bowl squares in February, or our St. Patrick's Day dance in March, or join us for any of our 9 meetings this year starting in September and running monthly through May at 6 p.m. at the high school library. We invite you to attend a meeting or event and see how you can make a difference for our athletes. Go Lions! Welcome back to Robert H. Hines Stadium on the campus of Minerva High School as you are watching the SmeeSports Pregame Show live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Once again, he's DC. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you and also running this pregame show this evening. We alluded to it before the break. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of each of these teams. First of all, Minerva, I'll toss it to you, DC. This is an educational moment as a wing T formation, very rarely seen in Northeast Ohio. It was Mansfield who made it popular.
Yep.
Now Coach Zach Slates, he brings it along from his tenure at Perry, now to Minerva.
Yeah, so usually with the wing T offense, you'll have the 5 offensive linemen right in front, the tight end on each side, or just a tight end on one side, and a wing back. A wing back is usually a running back tight end, or a fullback that's just able to get a block, get the ball sometimes, maybe if you want to pass out for a nice pass going straight to the sideline, short pass, or if you just want to run the ball and have an extra blocker right in front of the ball. So with the wing T offense, you have your 5 right here, you have your extra tight end on either side or both sides, and then a wing back right there on the back.
I'm going to toss it back to you once again. You mentioned the different ways a wing T can run. For Minerva, it is a quarterback, a tight end, 3 running backs, and a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So how would that setup look?
That setup, okay, so usually with that setup, you have your wide receiver on the way right on the far left. The wide receiver would be way closer to the sideline. He's gonna be out, right? Your running backs are gonna be either behind or in front of the quarterback, or on the same level of your quarterback, and the tight end will be straight up on the line.
Thank you, DC, for giving some extra and further evaluation. Wing T, once again, a lost formation. You look at the old TY Tigers, they ran it a very much interesting way because now it's more of a passing team and a team that is looking to rebuild. But going further with Minerva, they have 4 wins this decade,
Yes.
2 in 2020.
Yes.
Those 2 wins, is worth noting, did come after they were eliminated from the playoffs. The weird thing about 2020, everybody made it into the tournament, but some teams continued their season even if they lost round 1. The next week they played, I believe, Rootstown and United. They won both those games to close out 2020. Then you take a hiatus until 2024.
Right.
For the class of 2024, they won games their freshman year, but otherwise nothing in their career. You then go to last year, I think it was, if I'm doing my math correctly, either week 4 or 5 against St. Thomas Aquinas. Week 5 would match up with this year's schedule. A 16-7 victory. Kicking was a big part of that win.
Wow.
They got that done. That's number 3. And then last week, number 4 against Crestwood. You did tell me during the break that you have played on your fair share of bad football teams over the years. For those teams that won maybe a handful of games, how much better did those wins feel when it happened?
Yeah, so my senior year of high school, we only won 4 football games, and they were after big losses. And after a big loss, it's really hard coming home on the bus, and you're really down. So that next week at practice, you got to give it your all. You have to really go out and put forth a lot of effort. And a lot of times, it also goes back to talking to a coach. It also goes back to talking to another player that you may have thought, okay, you could have did better here. Okay, I know I could have did better communicating. So winning 2 games in a row would mean a lot to this program. It would give them more confidence. It would make them show up better. It would make them be even better at school. There's a lot that goes into, and there's also the fact that if you win 2 games in a row, the community gets even more support. There's even more outside support from the football team. So this is more important. This is a more important game than a lot of people think.
And it definitely is. It's getting more media attention than you would initially think. Going with what you said, those wins would come after big losses. What if it's the opposite? That is where Springfield finds themselves right now. A big win week 1, then a big loss week 2. How do you bounce back from that, as in your example it was flipped?
You have to go back into the drawing board after you take a big loss. No matter what, you always have to go back to the drawing board. You always have to go back and watch great film. You have to have great film session with your coaches, with the faculty members of the football team, and the football team itself, all the players, every player. You can't leave a player out, and that's the most important part, is that you get your weakest link and you make him the strongest. And once you make him the strongest, you will understand where you guys left off and why that game was so bad. So I think that's why Springfield honestly could have a better game tonight if they did that, and if they did that exact thing this entire week during practice, then they will see improvements.
Before we go to break, one final thing to note for both teams. It was week 3 last year. For those who follow OHSAA football, it was pretty much dubbed the week of the monsoon. When I say it was torrential downpour, I mean torrential downpour. I was outside of Girard taking down banners after my game with Q92. I get to my car and you could just hear squish, squish. It was that bad outside, and I was out there for 5 minutes. These guys played each other.
Yeah.
You look outside, it's a turf field.
It's a turf field.
Akron Springfield, it was grass.
Yeah.
And it was a dogfight. 13-7, the Spartans won it.
A lot of mud.
Now the question is this matchup comparable to that one given all the conditions? And second of all, if you are Minerva, do you use that as a source of motivation, or is that a classic case of the past as in the past?
Oh, most definitely. That is going to be their biggest motivating factors of the confidence that they go into this game. This is a whole different day. This is a whole different piece of weather that we get to witness. I mean, look how nice it is outside. 72 degrees right now. Feels amazing, and we get to go outside and watch them actually play a great game of football that is uninterrupted by weather.
In the words of Jameis Winston, I am blessed to be playing in snow. We're doing the opposite today. We're blessed to be playing in sunny and 72, as you said. DC, I know you're a bold guy. You like making some predictions, don't you?
Oh, buddy. I got some predictions. Okay, so my prediction today, I think Minerva is going to take this one to the dub. I think they're going to take this one home. 23-11, Minerva. I do want to see I want to see that freshman QB throw a dot today. I know the athletic director, he had me very excited to see him play. Mr. Evans, he definitely had me excited to see him play. The Booster Club president, Rick, also said something good about the offensive line being able to block. And, they're getting a little bit more media attention, too, which is crazy to think about because it's Minerva, small town. Not a lot of people know about Minerva. I'm from Texas. I barely know about anything around Stark County except for Alliance and Canton because, Canton Hall of Fame. So, yeah, I do have big hopes for Minerva. Now, I know Springfield is a pretty good team, and I know they took a bad loss last weekend. So, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day of football.
Going for a scoregami in a high school football game. If you like predictions just like that, you want to stay tuned. When we return from the break, it is time to go through our OHSAA football predictions, take a look at the leaderboard, and let's laugh at Cam as he is in last place. But you are watching the SmeeSports Pregame Show live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Time locally 6:34, around 26 minutes until kickoff. But before we get into our predictions, let's hear a word from our sponsors. With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts. Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow. The Minerva Athletic Boosters Club is dedicated to supporting the needs of the Minerva Athletic Department and all varsity sports teams. We also assist our middle school teams and work year-round to raise funds that directly benefit our athletes. Whether it be providing new uniforms for varsity and middle school teams or providing scholarships for our athletes as they move on to their next chapter, we do a lot to help support our beloved Minerva Lions. Join us for our major events such as our reverse raffle in September, Super Bowl squares in February, or our St. Patrick's Day dance in March, or join us for any of our 9 meetings this year starting in September and running monthly through May at 6 p.m. at the high school library. We invite you to attend a meeting or event and see how you can make a difference for our athletes. Go Lions! Welcome back to Minerva High School as you are watching the SmeeSports Pregame Show live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Who doesn't love a good prediction? Gabe Koza, he is atop of the leaderboard. Let's hear his thoughts on Week 3 of the OHSAA football season.
Thank you, Smee, and here are my predictions for this week's Ohio High School football action. Game 1, Kenston versus NDCL. I think NDCL wins this one and continues their winning streak. Game 2, Brush versus Willoughby South. I'm going to go Willoughby South in this one. Game 3, Cheney versus Boardman. I'm going to go Cheney. Game 4, East Liverpool versus Salem. I'm going to go East Liverpool in this one. Game 5, Massillon Perry versus Warren Harding. It's going to be a close one. I'm going to go Warren Harding. Game 6, Gilmore versus Hawken. I'm going to go Gilmore in this one. Game 7, Strongsville versus Olmsted Falls. I think Strongsville picks up another win here and continues their winning streak as well. Game 8, Shaker Heights versus Solon. I'm going to go Shaker Heights in this one. Solon has struggled to start off the season. Game 9, Avon versus Glenville, the big one for this week. This is a tough one to pick, but I think Glenville's got it in them, man. They won a close Game 1 against a very good Massillon team, and I think they just continue that streak. Just so many talented players on that Glenville team, but it's honestly a coin flip. Game 10, Berea Mid-Park versus Brecksville. I'm going to go Berea Mid-Park. Game 11, Howland versus Marlington. I'm going to go Marlington. Game 12, Cloverleaf versus Carrollton. I'm going to go Cloverleaf in this one. Game 13, Cuyahoga Falls versus Southeast Ravenna. I'm going to go Cuyahoga Falls in this one. Game 14, Akron East versus Canton South. I'm going to go Akron East in this one. And then Game 15, got to rock with the Namers. So, thank you guys.
Well, there you have it. Gabe is on top of predictions for a reason, and he could be a good baseline to look at entering our prediction tally tonight. Looking at the standings real quick, Gabe on top, 20-10 record, followed by myself, 17-13. And third, the fans, 16-14. And poor old Cam Regazzo in last place, 15-15. Started off the year rough, had a good week last week, going 9-6. But he is still in the basement, looking to make his way out of it. Before we give our predictions here, along with the fan vote, we're going to hear from Cam as well, as he sent me in his predictions. I'm just going to read it out pretty simply. Not only is it easy for you then to just look at it and hear it, it also makes my job easier in post-production to see who he predicted for the standings. Going from first down to 15th, NDCL over Kenston, Willoughby South over Brush, Boardman over Cheney, East Liverpool over Salem, Warren Harding over Massillon Perry, Gilmore over Hawken, Olmsted Falls over Strongsville, Shaker Heights over Solon, Avon over Glenville, Brecksville over Berea Mid-Park, Marlington over Howland, Cloverleaf over Carrollton, Cuyahoga Falls over Southeast, Akron East losing to Canton South, and then Holy Name taking down Marion Franklin. Those are his 15 predictions. Now getting into our portion of predictions along with a fan vote via Instagram. Game number 1, it is Kenston and NDCL. NDCL wins the fan vote. I have NDCL. Who do you have?
I got NDCL.
NDCL, a very good team from the Chardon area. Game number 2, I have Willoughby South over Brush. The fan vote does not concur. The fan vote goes with Brush.
Wow. No, I had actually Willoughby over South. Willoughby South, yeah.
Willoughby,
Brush.
There you go. Game number 3, the fan vote has Boardman getting win number 1 of the year over Cheney. I agree with them. I have Boardman over Cheney.
Yeah, I agree. I agree as well.
A lot of agreements early on. Game number 4, East Liverpool taking on Salem. I have East Liverpool for the main reason of Drew Pastor predicting them so far this year, 0-2. He has them losing, so I flip it. As for the fan vote, they go with the Quakers and Cletus Monroy.
Yep, I'm on that same vote.
So Salem winning that one,
Yeah.
a big one right there. East Liverpool not at all.
Salem they need a good win for their entire program.
They do. They were so close last year to so many big wins, just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
Speaking of a big win, Massillon Perry under Coach Lino, 2-0. The fan vote expects them to improve to 3-0 in a resounding 78% majority. On my end, I go with Coach Lino and company. Who do you have?
Massillon Perry, baby.
Massillon Perry improves to 3-0 according to us. Game number 6, I have Gilmore over Hawken. As for the fans, whoa. Only 5 out of the 51 votes belong to Hawken. Gilmore, 90%.
I'm going to go Hawkins. I'm going to root for you guys. You got Daniel Clark on your side. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
That might be enough to switch that tie completely. We will see what happens in Gates Mills.
For you guys.
We'll see what happens in Gates Mills tonight. Fan vote goes Strongsville over Olmsted Falls. I am going to be a homer here. I'm going with my hometown over the Bulldogs.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Strongsville.
Strongsville's a good one. We all agree on the Mustangs to get the win over Olmsted Falls. That is the Rock Entertainment Game of the Week, so a big amount of media attention around that. Game number 8, I have Shaker Heights over Solon. As for the fan vote, they also have Shaker Heights over Solon.
I have Shaker Heights over Solon as well. Yep.
There we go, a clean sweep all the way around. Game number 9, Glenville projected to win by the fan vote, and I am going with the Tar Blooders. They took down the Massillon Tigers. That's all I need to know.
I'm going with the fan vote, baby Glenville.
A very good opportunity for them. Speaking of good opportunity, Brecksville out of nowhere, a chance to improve to 3-0. I say it happens, and they take down Berea Mid-Park. As for the fan votes,
I'm in agreement, yeah. I think everybody's in agreement with that one.
29-24, Mid-Park loses the fan vote. Brecksville takes it home. Game number 10, Marlington taking on Howland. I have Howland winning that game.
Really?
Marlington wins the fan vote.
Marlington wins DC's vote.
So I am running with the Tigers solo here. The Dukes, a lot of great players. I just think Howland has just enough tonight to get that win. Game number 12, I went back and forth on this one. Cloverleaf and Carrollton. Looking at the fan vote has Carrollton. I'm going to go to DC first.
You know what? I'm just going to go with the fan vote. I'm going to go ahead and go Carrollton.
You're being nicer to our friend Chris Jacoby than I am going to be. I am going with Cloverleaf. I shouted out Chris last week.
Shout out Chris.
But this time I have to go against him. I have to go with the Colts. Just too much power out in Lodi.
Shout out Chris. We going with your team, my brother.
A big night for Cuyahoga Falls. This is the second to last week that their home field will be. Well, their home field next week. They close out the chapter at their initial home. They win the fan vote. I give them the edge tonight as they will take that momentum into next week. Who do you have?
So will I. I would do the same. Yep.
The penultimate pick, Canton South versus Akron East. I have Canton South. Coach Dennison gets them right back to where they need to be this week. As for the fan vote, Akron East wins the fan vote.
Yeah, I will go with Akron East too. I've actually heard a lot of good stuff about Akron East. I know they have a strong offense this year. I know they have a strong offense. They've had a strong offense in the past, so I'm going with Akron East.
And then the last one, Holy Name versus Marion Franklin. The fan vote goes with Holy Name. I am going with my alma mater. What do you got?
I'm going with Holy Name.
I think it's pretty simple there. They beat them 49-20 last year in North Royalton, and I think that continues. Before we end our pregame show, 3 keys to victory. I'll give you my 3 for both teams. Number 1 for Minerva, run the ball. It's just as simple as that. Number 2, defense can adjust to the spread. A spread offense, one of the more difficult ones to keep track of, especially with so many talented and tall skill players. And number 3, it might seem pedestrian, but don't overcomplicate the game. We've talked to so many coaches. You play the game, not the occasion. As for Springfield, number 1, outgain the Minerva Lions. If your passing game is better than the run game, I think you can kind of tell who's going to win that game. Number 2, rely on your sophomore quarterback. He is a returning letter winner, and I think he has enough power to guide them to a win tonight. And then number 3, rely on that defense. Your head coach was the old DC over at, if I'm not mistaken, College of Worcester. You rely on the defense. That gives you a shot tonight. Any other thoughts?
No. Honestly, you hit it right on the nail point. The only thing I would have to say is also worry about your defensive line. As Springfield comes in, and you know Minerva is a run-heavy team. And being a run-heavy team, you actually have to sub your defensive line a lot. They'll get a lot of playing time. Everybody's going to play a lot. So just make sure you focus on that defensive line, getting a run stop early on in the game, and that's really what's going to matter.
And onto the field comes the pride of Minerva. It is their marching band as they will begin their pregame set. And as they begin it, we will end ours. Thank you for watching the SmeeSports Pregame Show. Stay tuned as kickoff is up in around 15 minutes. And you can catch all of the action live here on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. And one more time, we mentioned the Athletic Boosters earlier. This broadcast is sponsored and presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club. Thank you to them once again for their support of SmeeSports. Let's hear it once more now down on the field for the pride of Minerva. It is enter Sandman and enter the Minerva Lions. Fresh off of their 23-8 victory last week against Crestwood, the boys are back, looking to improve to 2-1 for the first time since 2013. It is the Lions and the Akron Springfield Spartans up next on SME Sports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation, we will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field, say goodnight to that baseball.
This is another one. It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. He's the point, and it's alive. Hanson pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
Robert H. Hines Stadium in Minerva is the site of our Week 3 OHSAA football game of the week on SME Sports. On the far side, here come the Springfield Spartans as they take on the Minerva Lions. Once again, you are watching OHSAA football on SME Sports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club. He's Daniel Clark. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening, live on the SME Sports YouTube channel. And what a game that we have on our hands tonight. You talk about a great game. This is what you want to see.
Yeah, this is what you want to see. This is exactly what you want to be a part of every night. You see the amount of people here in the crowds in the stands, and they're still getting packed and loaded right now. Everybody's still walking in. It's a great day outside. Like I mentioned earlier, what a great day to be alive. What a great day to be playing football, and a great day to pay attention to these Minerva Lions.
No better time than now to follow both of these teams. Somebody walks out of here with a big victory. Somebody for the first time since 2017 for Springfield or 2013 for Minerva will be 2-1. DC, we talked about it pregame. What would that mean to these communities?
This would mean, and I've been a part of some pretty bad teams, but this would mean a huge thing to the community. I think that having 2 wins back-to-back after not having 2 wins back-to-back at all in this program or for a very long time would mean too much to the community. I feel like they would have some riots going on.
And you look at the quarterbacks tonight, 2 young bucks. As for Springfield, it is Cohen Keller, the sophomore, 5'7", 150. And then for Minerva, the properly named Cannon Kirkpatrick, the freshman. Cannon still looking for his first career varsity completion. We talked about it with Mr. Evans, the AD, before the game. How important is it for Minerva to get their quarterback involved in the offense outside of simple handoffs?
You know what? It's going to be very important, and they're going to do it quick. I think they're going to do it very quick because they're so run-heavy, and they're just putting so much emphasis on the run game. I feel like the first few drives are most definitely going to be very run-heavy. But what we're going to see, what we're going to witness is that these quarterbacks, these young quarterbacks are going to start airlifting the ball. They're going to start putting the ball in the air, and we're going to see that. And I hope that these quarterbacks can really get one done tonight.
And one of the best things about a wing T offense, the opponent knows they're running the ball. The team knows they're running the ball, but they also know something else. We're going to get the job done.
Right. They're going to push that ball. They're going to try to hit every hole that they can. And you know what? We're going to see a lot of We're going to see a lot of runs going on to the outsides, the outskirts of the game. And, yeah, man, I'm really excited for this game. I'm pumped.
And we will see a lot of running early on in this one as it will be the Minerva Lions receiving the opening kick from the Akron Springfield Spartans. It's a big one, red versus red, but tonight Minerva wearing their home red jerseys with white lettering. As for Springfield, their road white jerseys along with the red lettering. 2 new eras. Coach Lowly for Springfield, Coach Slates for the Minerva Lions. Time locally is 7 on the dot, and we are underway in Minerva, Ohio. It is a long kick taken inside the 20 by Schick. And here comes a big return by Owen Schick up the middle inside the hashes. And he is not done yet. He will be finally taken down inside the 40 at around the 43-yard line.
Yeah, so right there we just had Owen Schick and Nate Linkus back there to return. Ball goes to Owen Schick, and he gets a really good block. He actually gets 2 good blocks on the left side of the field, and that's going to be their far side of the field. And what he was able to do is just cut back off of one blocker, cut off of another blocker, and get it to the 44.
And you see it back on the replay, just drags the pile with him a few moments, and that is more than enough to give Minerva great field position to begin the game. Kirkpatrick under center to get things underway. 9 seconds in. Here is the first handoff, and it is dropped by Linkus. Ball is loose, and it is Springfield ball.
Wow.
So right away,
Wow.
a turnover in favor of the Spartans. Miscommunication on the handoff, and Coach Lowley's defense makes a huge stop. Once again, he was the DC at the College of Worcester before coming to Akron to coach the Spartans. And you can see the defense learning from the old signal caller for the Scots defense.
Yeah, that was incredible. Unfortunately, gave it up on the first play. You know, they had a great return, got to the 44-yard line, but unfortunately gave it up the first play. Yeah, that's not something that you would want to happen on the opening drive.
And if you are Akron Springfield, this is where the offense needs to truly get going. You get the ball to begin the second half, but that is well into the future. But an early stop, that'll bring out the offense, led out by Cohen Keller, the sophomore, wearing number 2 tonight. First offensive snap of the game is a handoff for the Spartans. It is Thurston, and Thurston will slip past the 40, give him the 39, a gain of 2 on the play. The senior, 6'2", 200, a very imposing figure. And that'll set up second down and 8. So from offense to defensive mode quickly for Minerva. With a lot of these guys playing both sides of the ball, DC, how do you make that quick adjustment after you had so much momentum going in your favor after that kick?
You know what? It's going to be really, really hard to try to keep adjusting and try to keep going. And honestly, I'm not sure. I didn't think they were going to start the game off like that. I had high hopes for them to, start the game off a little bit more cordial.
QB keeper for Keller, and he is close to the line to gain. Give him a total of 7 on the play, setting up 3rd down and 1. The tackle coming in from the big man, number 72, Sean Scott, somebody we heard a lot about before this game started. So 3rd down and short for the Spartans, potentially 4-down territory. Keller takes a snap, he will hand off, and it will be a 1st down for the Spartans. A powerful carry by Springfield, and that'll be our first down of the game.
Yeah, nice run. Very, very good run. Hit the hole. He hit the hole. I think he hit the A-gap right there, and he was able to just keep going and just keep pushing right there. So great run.
The big thing is following your blockers, and that is exactly what he did there. Now 1st down and 10 at Minerva's 28. Keller in the I formation. The running back behind him is Thurston, the senior, once again. Once again, a spread offense, a lot of versatility. Right now, a pseudo-double spread for the Spartans.
Yeah, you see 2 receivers going to the right. Quarterback goes to the left.
Immediate flag. Keller taking it up the middle, and he will be spun down. Did a good job to evade a couple of tackles, but in the end brought down. And I don't think it will matter. I think it is some sort of illegal procedure or formation. And it does appear that the penalty instead is going to be on Minerva. So that'll give the Spartans slightly better field position. Some early breaks for Springfield in this one. Initially favored to win this game when the lines initially came out. But right now, at least as things stand, this one is supposed to go to Minerva. But it is the Spartans getting some early momentum. Keller will drop back, looking to throw on 2nd down. Flushed out to his right. There is the flag, and he will be taken down in the backfield.
Wow.
Caden Almasi with the sack. There is a flag down, but most likely, given when it was thrown, that is going to be a holding.
Wow, so first sack of the night for Minerva. What a great play. What a great play.
Good charge by Almasi, able to get there in time to bring him down as well. We'll watch it back on the replay. Keller flushed out way to his right, held onto it too long, and that will back up the Spartans well out of even field goal range.
Yeah, Caden Almasi, what a play by the senior on the Minerva Lions.
So now it is going to be 3rd down and long. Ball spotted just in front of the 40 at around the 38. So the line to gain is the 19. A long field ahead of Keller and company. Cohen looking to throw. He will take the deep shot down the far sideline. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Not really, though. It looked, at least from here, to be caught. But in the end, it is going to drop. Right there, though, a very good ball up the field.
Yeah, what a throw. What a pass. Honestly, I thought he was coming down with it. He was right there in the end zone, right on the bottom corner of the end zone. It was a great throw, but it was also great coverage by the cornerback of Minerva.
Watching it back on the phone, and I really can't see when the ball came out. I think he had possession, hit the ground, and lost it.
Here we go with a nice little punt from Springfield.
4th down and 19, and the ball will be sent away. Minerva will have an opportunity to try it again, but they will have a very long field in front of them. But in the end, the ball does take a favorable bounce for the Lions into the end zone, and they will have a touchback. No score, 9:36 on the clock in quarter number 1. You are watching OHSAA on SmeeSports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club. With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts. Quick run after the slight break as we are back to the action at Minerva High School. You are watching OHSAA football on SmeeSports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club. No score quite yet. Minerva will try offense one more time here. Fumbled on the first play from scrimmage today. Handoff taken up the near sideline by Timothy Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick, he is loose and finally goes out of bounds.
Wow, what a run coming out of bounds. It seemed like he got a little bit fatigued there just because he was running for so long, or he just slowed up because he knew he didn't want to take a big hit. So that was a very, very smart run by the quarterback. Most definitely a great first down.
And that is the first down of the game for the Minerva Lions. Needed something like that to get the offensive juices flowing. And now with some momentum, an opportunity to build from it here. And they will have to long field in front of them. They didn't get the desired field position as much as it was good the first time around. This time, changing things up a little bit. Kirkpatrick, he will hand it off. It is Timothy Kirkpatrick, and he will body his way forward for a gain of a couple.
Wow. Yeah, what a great job by the running back, just shedding off blockers, shedding off tacklers like it's nothing.
And that'll set up 2nd down and medium. But the initial hit came right at the line of scrimmage. Always a tough play to get out of, but Timmy, he just lowered the shoulder and it went through.
Yeah.
And the sophomore this year has been lights out for Minerva. You look at his tallies, 66 carries, 374 total yards, 235 of which came last week. End around reverse and a good sweep for the Lions. A lot of room in front, and it is a big first down.
Yeah, another big first down by Minerva. There goes that running back again. And you know, this is exactly what I predicted, that they were going to come out, run heavy first few drives, and I'm still excited to see how they pass the ball. You know, we just saw Springfield throw the ball down the field, and I was not expecting to see that so early.
And that run came from Lane Hawk. Hawk listed as running back 3, or rather the wide receiver on the roster. Once again, it's a very interesting setup. You have a couple wide receivers, a couple running backs in there, a tight end. It is a true wing T formation, and there are so many moving pieces that make it truly a great offense. Kirkpatrick hands it off to Timmy Kirkpatrick, and it is a pedestrian gain on the play as they will give him a total of around 4 yards. But I am liking what Minerva is doing early on in this game. They have to play the long game right now. If they commit too much right now to this drive, they're going to become short-sighted. This is where you focus on the now for the moment, but you also have to be thinking, okay, how much wear and tear can a guy like Timmy Kirkpatrick withstand in a game like this after he ran the ball so many times the last 2 weeks? You always have to keep that in mind no matter the opponent.
Yeah, 2nd and 7, Minerva. Right in Springfield's territory, too.
Handoff swept over to the left side by Timmy Kirkpatrick, and he is able to get past the 30 to the 29. A gain of 4 on the play, setting up 3rd down and 3. And going back to what we were talking about pregame with Mr. Evans, this is what he said. Gain a couple on each play, stay ahead of the sticks, 4th down and 1. They're going for it.
Yeah, they are. No, most definitely going for it. And, you know, it's a big night right now. You know, Minerva's really looking to get this dub. So I think they're going to be playing very, very aggressively tonight. They've shown that already. They've already been playing aggressive, kept running the ball, kept hitting the hole, you know, and they're doing it very early on. And you love to see it.
But right now, 3rd down and 3 at the 29. 5 minutes in, no score. Kirkpatrick, he will hand it off. Linkus in the backfield, and he is swung down.
Wow.
Couldn't get to the edge, nothing to establish, and it is decision time for the Minerva Lions. It appears Kirkpatrick is going to stay on the field. Him and Coach Slate's down below on the bottom right of your screen having a small conversation. Could this be the first pass of the night for him? Or could this be a spot where Linkus goes for redemption? He did have a pass last week that did go for a touchdown. Is that going to be what they go with?
I think that is what they're going to go with. And if they can't get it right here, if they can't get the first down right here, Springfield is also still in bad territory.
Kirkpatrick looking to throw over the top. Pass is incomplete. Just too far out in front of Owen Schick, the senior. And it is going to be a turnover on downs for the Lions. Had the right idea, had the win in the air over the top. Just couldn't get it in the breadbasket in time. But still, I will say, one heck of an attempt over the top.
Right. And, you know, it was just a little too far out in front of him. I think it was still an accurate ball. I think it was still an accurate throw. He just threw it way too far out in front of him. So, you know, he's literally getting better as we watch him play. I think he's doing an amazing job tonight. And the run game, this run-heavy offense right now is also looking very good. Right now, Springfield's on their own 31-yard line. So they got from their own – Minerva got from their 44 to Springfield's 31. And I think that's a really good thing to notice.
And now for the Spartans, redemption is on the cards. They had a great drive going their first time out, but it stalled at the wrong point, and a big sack from O'Massey really changed things. Keller hands it off. It goes to Thurston, and Thurston is down quickly.
Yeah, he didn't really get too far on that one. People came off the edge. People came off the edge very quickly. We're able to meet him right at the line of scrimmage and just make a play.
And it looks like they will say he just got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. But Thurston has been ran a good amount so far for the Springfield Spartans. This is kind of what we expected them to do. This is the spread offense. You run a lot, and then Keller, just like he does here, will throw. Picks up Thurston in the flats, and he will get a good gain on the play, stumbling past the 45, or rather the 35, and he will be down at around the 38-yard line.
Yeah, what a run. What a run. What a run. And you don't really see – I feel like you don't really see a lot of running QBs a lot in high school, but you definitely see that in the college era.
But I would say just a great use of the screen right there. And once again, going back to the spread, you run the ball, you run commit defensively. That's when they bring out the passes in the flats, and they get some good gains. Usually outside the hashes this time, they kept it inside. Now 3rd down and 3. It'll be a handoff. Once again, it goes to Thurston, and Thurston will be just past the line to gain. It'll be a Springfield 1st down, it appears.
Yeah, a nice tackle by number 12 on the Minerva Lions. He met him right at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to keep it going a little bit. So, you know, 3rd down and 3 converted into a 1st down. Great job by the running back.
And that was Timmy Kirkpatrick in on the tackle. But 3 plays, that sequence, all 3 go to Thurston.
Yes,
Clearly,
sir.
he is the bell cow back. Marty Thurston, a senior, one of the 17 returning lettermen from last year for a reason. 1st down and 10 at the Minerva 42. Keller rolling out to his left, running out of time, and he will collapse. 2nd sack of the night for the Minerva Lions. This time it is Ethan Weaver.
Yeah, it seemed like he slipped a little bit right there, and he wasn't able to catch anybody that was open. They had trips to the left, but he was not able to catch anybody who was open. So, unfortunately, he couldn't get the ball out of his hands. You know, he was looking at all the receivers. One of them was locked up by number 3, a cornerback on the Minerva Lions, and 2 of them, they had a chance to get the ball, but he just couldn't get the ball out of his hands.
And sometimes the turf is just slicker than you would think. It hasn't really rained at all. It maybe drizzled before this game, but nothing in comparison to last year. Keller mishandles the snap, able to get back possession, and he will get a gain of a couple, getting to his own 40-yard line. Once again, 3rd down, and it'll be a long 12 here after the big loss on 1st.
Yeah, that run right there, you can't really get too much better. It was a great screen run, great run, and a great run defense by Minerva. And that's another thing I touched on. Their run defense has to be good, and Springfield's run defense also has to be good. I think there's going to be a turnover of downs right here.
So 3rd down and 12. You need to get into Minerva territory if you are the Spartans, and this could be one of the bigger passes we see today from Cohen Keller. Keller flushed out to his left, no time left, takes the shot, pass, it is picked up by the Minerva Lions. An excellent play in the middle by Lane Hawk.
Yeah, what a play, what a play. And the quarterback was in trouble right there. You know, he didn't actually get a chance to set up his pass. He had to go back, and he had to try to evade another runner or evade another tackler, but he just threw the ball up expecting to get to his person, but, you know, the defense kind of just covered that one.
Lane Hawk, right place, right time at the Minerva Lions logo, right at midfield. That is what you want to see. 3:06 on the clock. And now an opportunity for Minerva to swing things back in their favor. It'll be first down and 10 at their own 47. 3:06 once again left to go in this first quarter. Handoff once again. It is going to go to Lane Hawk, and he gets a couple on the play. But if you are Lane Hawk, you have to be feeling all of the adrenaline of that interception moments ago.
Most definitely. I mean, that sideline was jumping. Nate, I know you saw the person on the sideline, number 76 with the jersey on. He was squirting water all over the players. I mean, he was getting lit.
Once again, this is a big game for both communities. This win would mean so much for both squads. Everybody is pulling out all of the stops, but right now, no difference between Minerva and the Springfield Spartans. Second down and 8. It is Hawk in motion, and Hawk will take it, sweeping to the left side, able to establish the edge, and he has a first down and more, stumbling past the 40-yard line, and he will be marked down at the 38.
Yeah, what a run.
The scamper is getting better and better for the Minerva Lions, now starting to knock on the door towards the end of this first quarter. And a relatively fast first quarter as well. 17 minutes into the ball game. Around 10 minutes of actual game time. So not bad at all, just trying to stay on schedule. But this is potentially the game to watch in the area. You look at the storylines, you look at these teams. Minerva ranked 638th in the States, Springfield 639, right next to each other in that regard. Kirkpatrick to Kirkpatrick, it is Timmy Kirkpatrick taking the ball from Cannon. And it'll be a modest gain on the play as Timmy, the sophomore, is down at around the 36-yard line of Springfield. It helps a lot to have that Kirkpatrick synergy in the backfield with those connections.
Yeah, most definitely. And then you get another run like that, and you're just pushing the ball down the field. They really just keep pushing the ball down the field, and they're going to the opposite sides of the field as well. So it's nice to be able to just sit there and point out exactly what they're doing, and then also hear the coach's perspective.
Second down and 7, Hawk in motion. Handoff goes to Timmy Kirkpatrick up the middle inside the hashes, and he will stumble past the 25, taking the pile with him to the 23. Once again, it is a first down for the Minerva Lions.
Yeah, what a run. You know, 2 plays ago, they went to the left, got about 10, 20 yards. Next play, they went to the right, got about 2 yards, and now they get right up the middle, and they were able to accumulate about, 8, 9 yards. So what a run. What a scheme by Minerva Lions.
Once again, Coach Zach Slate's one of the very few coaches left in OHSAA football who lives by the wing T. They win by running the ball. They lose by running. They do everything by that ideology. First down and 10, handoff. It is Kirkpatrick establishing the edge once again inside the red zone, down inside the 10, wow. And he will be taken out of bounds at the 8.
What a run. Yeah, he had to get tackled by 2 people right there. So you can see how this guy is just running the ball as hard as he can right now.
DC, I know you like your acronyms with your name. I think you just keep giving the ball here to TK.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think he's going to be our impact player of the game.
Definitely one to look at. That will be announced when this game is over. You look into the future, it's a long way away, but still a lot of good football in between now and then. First down and goal at the 8, time winding down in the opening quarter. Kirkpatrick under center for the Lions. Handoff. Timmy Kirkpatrick slips through, and he is in. Touchdown, Minerva! Right place, right time. Timmy Kirkpatrick boils through everybody, and Minerva strikes first here in Minerva. What a play and run by Timmy Kirkpatrick. If the defense sets up perfectly there, Timmy is just going to take them down. We'll watch it back on the replay. That is the positive of having a bruising back. Once again, just boils through everybody. The moment they touch him, he becomes hot and they back away. The extra point will be good, and Minerva is off to a hot start here at Robert H. Hines Stadium. 7-0 your score. Still 13 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. If you would have told the Minerva fans, DC, back after that first play that they would score the first touchdown of the game, I don't know if they would believe you.
I don't know if they would believe me either, Nate, but they would have had to, because that's exactly what just happened. Minerva just punched the ball in right there, and I'm pretty sure that was a nice 8-yard run right by the running back, number 12, and he's honestly just having a really, really good game right now. I feel like we're just going to keep on seeing scores just like that, and I really, you know what I want to see? I really want him to see him throw the ball.
And we have seen Cannon take a couple of shots. The big one over the top intended for Schick. Schick, a very good kick returner, but a chance we don't see him again for a while, especially if this defense continues to be on top of things. But 13 seconds left to go in this opening quarter. If you're Springfield, what's your response?
You know what? Springfield has to come out right now and just straight go for it. Just do anything that's going to put you back in the game, put your confidence right back on the field to where we can all see it, feel it, and notice that that's exactly how the game is just going to keep going. I feel like they got into a flow state at first, and then it just completely obliterated itself, especially coming out, getting that interception from Minerva, and then not doing anything with that drive. So we're going to have to see something change.
And I think a lot of that starts with Cohen Keller, the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think he's still doing good. I think he's still showing a lot of growth and a lot of talent that he didn't show in the past few previous games.
Xander Kirkpatrick sends that one away for Minerva. Final 13 seconds of the opening frame. And it'll be a great return here for the Spartans as they will get to around their own 40. Plenty of speed and power behind that topple. And now Cohen Keller, one play left to go in the opening frame. Do we see a shot here, or is this a play that sets up the continuation of the drive in quarter number 2?
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot right here. Definitely a long ball shot, but you know, they have another quarter to play. They have another quarter to play in this half. So, you know, if anything right now, they're just gonna try to get the first down and get to the 50, so they don't gotta move.
Just baby steps right now for the Akron Springfield Spartans. That has to be the name of the game. First down and 10. It'll be a simple handoff up the gut. And Minerva is able to take down the ball carrier after a gain of a couple, taking the Spartans to their own 42. But that will do it for the opening 12 minutes at Robert H. Hines Stadium. Courtesy of Timmy Kirkpatrick, it is Minerva up 7-0 on the Akron Springfield Spartans. You are watching OHSAA football on SmeeSports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club.
Yes, sir.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts. Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern, or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow. "12 minutes down, 12 to go in the opening half here at Robert H. Hines Stadium. Minerva up 7-0 on the Akron Springfield Spartans. It is Keller looking to throw. Now will take it himself. Flag will fly in the backfield. And Keller drags the pile with him for a first down. Regardless of the flag, that is a tremendous carry by Cohen.
Wow. Yeah, I did not expect to be coming into the second quarter with a run like that. What a strong run. What a strong run. You know, Springfield is looking really good right now. Minerva is obviously looking better with a nice touchdown last quarter, but, oh, flag on the play.
The holding was pretty clear, but once again, Cohen Keller, 5'7", 150, drags the full pile with him. That's impressive right there.
Most definitely. Very impressive. And he got the first down. Unfortunately, it's going all the way back, plus some.
He's done it once. He can definitely do it again. We will see how he ends up doing all the way around. but still a long drive in front of him and a long field as well. It is going to be 2nd down and 18. Ball spotted all the way back at the Springfield 32. Keller, he will drop back, looking to throw. Instead, he will take it himself. Good block, setting up him with a good run.
What a hit by the Minerva Lions right there.
Set it perfectly, nowhere else to go. But going back to that block, that was Thurston applying that edge-setting play. It gave Keller a little bit of room, but not enough to do any big damage. Only a gain of 3 on the play.
Right.
So now 3rd down and 15. And once again, both of these teams like to run the ball. That means that clock, it just continues to go. And that's a big thing to look at. Eventually, we will start to see some more passes based on necessity. But for now, that clock is going to run rapidly. Keller rolling to his right, looking to throw. Pass is caught. A nice throw by Keller, but not too much on the play. That pass caught by Ternosky, the sophomore. First involvement for him tonight. That'll bring up 4th down and around 7. And here comes the Spartans punting units. But we will watch that one back again. Keller getting a better understanding of the pocket as this game goes on. Rolled out to his right and picked up his fellow sophomore. That's what you want to see from your young signal caller. Willingness and the ability to adapt on the fly. And now an opportunity for the Spartans to try and pin the Lions. It is the big man Spencer Castro, the junior, 6'2", 250, who will send this one away. And it'll be fair caught at the 30-yard line of the Minerva Lions, taken in by Keister. So now the question is for Minerva, how do you address this drive? We saw a lot of Timmy Kirkpatrick on the last one, but how much wear and tear can you give him in this first half?
You're going to keep giving him the ball. You're going to keep throwing him the rock. I mean, he was doing amazing, and you saw the schemes that they were running. They ran to the left. They ran to the right. They ran up the middle. They ran to the right, and then they ran up the middle again, and that ended up in a scoring drive. So I think you're just going to keep on seeing stuff like that. You know, they've been doing great in this wing T as well.
And that is for sure. They needed something big. They needed something to make a statement after that opening fumble. And I feel like they have so far, albeit in a small 12-minute, now 13-minute sample size. End around taken in by Hawk. Hawk, plenty of room in front, has the blockers, cuts up at midfield, and he is into Spartan territory. What a carry. And said, no, that's Nicholas Wandel. Wandel, somebody that we haven't called until now. Not in the starting lineup. A new piece of this offense unlocked. And at the right time as well. That is the big thing for Minerva. Having guys that aren't necessarily the #1 guy in their position stepping up. That's what you want to see. Exactly what Wandel did there. And the Lions now 48 yards away from that end zone. 1st down and 10. This time it's Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick loose up the middle. Drags a defender with him, and he is down at the 30. A gain of 18 on the play.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're just going to keep on giving him the ball. Like I just said, he ran the ball straight to the left. And he didn't even cut up on the left. That wasn't even an outside run. He was supposed to hit the middle, but he didn't have a block up the middle, so he had to go to the left. Right here, he was able to hit the middle. He was able to hit the B gap specifically and get about, 12, 15 yards on that play.
The official ruling will be 18 on the play for Timmy Kirkpatrick.
Nice.
Clearly unfazed by the heavy usage that he had back on that last drive. He is a gamer, somebody that wants to give Minerva this historic win. 1st down and 10 at the 30. End around, it is Linkness taking it, and he is loose. A flag will fly. A heavy throw of the flag by the official. And it is Linkness taken down at around the 19-yard line. But a good chance this one is coming back. That is the one danger of running a wing T offense. With so many runs, you do the same thing so many times, eventually a hole sneaks its way in.
Most definitely. And another thing is that is already the 3rd flag of the game. So we may see more flags, or we may see the team tighten up a little bit.
And you see the Minerva Lions backing up on your screen to around midfield at around the 45-yard line. But this team, they haven't been fazed by that today. Still, the big flag that we saw on the last drive was against Keller. And that ended up seeing Springfield's drive fizzle out after a promising couple of runs. Minerva, the task is simple. Avoid the same fate. First down and 20. Linctus, it is the same exact play, and it is a similar result. Linctus able to get around to the initial line of scrimmage, maybe a yard shy. They give him 9 on the play.
Yeah, and what he was able to do was captivate off the wing tee right there. And that's exactly what I want to bring up right now. You'll have that fullback and you'll have that B-back right there on the side of the wing tee. So he was able to hit what we call as the D gap, which is going to be between the tight end and the defense or the offensive tackle.
Because otherwise, I believe it's ABC BA.
Yeah.
Goes around. But that's always good to know. This is the positive thing of having a former lineman. They know the gaps very well. Kirkpatrick up the middle, and he drags everybody with him. He is well into the red zone at around the 15-yard line. How do you even take down Timmy Kirkpatrick?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just broke about 1,000 tackles right there. So he was able to just keep going. And that's exactly what we talk about. That's exactly what we captivate when we do workouts and when we're able to talk to the strength and conditioning coaches. We're like, oh, excuse me, what do we need to work on? And you know what he's always going to tell you? He's always going to tell you need to hit the sled and you need to keep your feet moving. You need to hit squats. You need to keep on doing stuff like that so you can keep your feet moving. As a running back, that's the most important part in having strong legs.
Mount football is back tomorrow, and in the spirit of it, that looked a little Tyler Echeverry.
Yes, it did. Yeah, shout out Tyler Edge.
Handoff once again, Kirkpatrick. He has some space, but quickly closed down. But when space is closed down like that, Kirkpatrick finds a way to get a good gain. This time he gets 5 yards. Second down and 5 upcoming. But that looked a lot like Etch. You saw him last year, the way he played for Mount Union. A big bruising O-line, an experienced O-line. I feel like you can equate it, obviously, on a separate, complete scale. But at least the pieces and the eye test to how Mount Union runs their offense, especially with those bruising backs.
Yeah, and you know, I used to play with Tyler Edge, and honestly, he was one of the fastest running backs I have ever witnessed run in my entire life.
And it didn't matter what jersey number he wore. Back in the Plunk days with 25. Handoff, Kirkpatrick hits a wall, and the wall hits him down.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they went back. Or maybe they just got right back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a tight one. They're going to say 3rd down and 5. But once again, the head coach of Springfield, Ben Lowley, he is the former defensive coordinator of the College of Worcester. You have that defensive prowess. This is a defense that is very fluid. They are not convinced with one style. They play a bunch of different sets. That helps in a game like this. You see all the runs, then you just stack the box and go from there.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 5. This time it is Linctus on the left side. He has space, and he is going to dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Minerva. What a dive at the pylon.
Yeah, he just dove over one dude and then turned his body so the other dude was just going to slide right off his back, and he was able to just squeeze in there for that touchdown. What an amazing play.
Squeeze is exactly right. Just flying over everybody. We'll watch it back here on the replay. Just take a load of that. Gets hit from below, but still finds a way to get it in there. That is a true great runner. Once again, had the fumble to begin the game. Now he has the touchdown. Extra point attempt from Kirkpatrick. It is money through the uprights. And the Minerva Lions, 5:58 left to go in the first half, find themselves up 2 scores. 14-0 your score on SmeeSports. We will step aside and hear a word from our sponsors and be back to the action in a moment.
Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow.
How about those Minerva Lions? 5:58 left to go in the first half. DC, it's 14-0 Minerva on top on SmeeSports. This is the first time that you have seen these Lions. They're impressing you, I'm sure.
Yes. You know what? I've heard some bad things about Minerva, but all that is out the same window I'm looking through while I'm watching Minerva beat up on these Springfield Spartans right now.
It is the just culture of a small town.
Right.
This is how they come together. Once again, Jason Aldean, a great song. Try that in a small town. Minerva might be that small town. These guys are tight-knit, and they are fighting for not only each other, but also for their city. Kick taken in at around the 10-yard line, and here come the Spartans. It is a good return by Lang, but he is quickly wrapped up. Tried getting around the swarm of Lions, but couldn't get past them.
Yeah, number 25 for the Minerva Lions right there with a huge hit. Or 24, I'm sorry. Number 24 with a huge hit coming right off the sidelines. Honestly, you would not have seen that coming. As a Spartan, I would be invigorated. And honestly, I feel like they're going to come out with some aggressive heat right here. Honestly, I'm thinking that they're going to run the ball right up the middle, right at the Minerva Lions to tell them, hey, you guys aren't the only ones that can run the ball. We have a great running back and a great quarterback too. So think that both can be a good threat.
And I believe that was Troyer in on the tackle. So now first down and 10, ball spotted at the 21-yard line of Springfield. Once again, they do get the second half kick. If they play their cards right, run down the first half, score before half, score to begin the second half, and we're tied.
Right.
Keller will try and lead this drive, hands it off to get things underway, and it is a modest gain for the Spartans. That time, once again, it is Thurston, the senior, on the carry.
Yes, 2nd and 8 now.
And staying ahead of the sticks is such a key thing to look at. Right now, Springfield having some struggles in that department. Minerva, not at all.
Not at all. And Minerva's defensive line right now is looking exceptionally well, too. They're not as big as you think, but they're all quick off the line.
Screen pass caught in the flats. Once again, it is going to be Thurston. And Thurston is down just behind the 30 at the 29. Give him 6 on the play, and that gets them once again ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, so 3rd and 8 right there, converted right into a first down. It's got to be nice.
It'll be 3rd down and around 2 after a good pickup of 6 on the play. But once again, you have a young quarterback. The best way to get him some confidence, throwing screen passes. It's a completion. It counts for him.
Exactly.
And then he sees that number goes up, and the confidence goes right along with it. Keller keeps it himself, tries to get up the middle, but he is denied. But in the end, the pile does move one more time, and on the second effort, he gets through for the first down.
That's what I'm talking about.
I am surprised they kept that play going for as long as they did, but clearly DC the right call.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And I told you, I was expecting them to keep running the ball. They came out with a screen pass. They ran the ball, and then he kept it right there, and he was able to convert into a first down.
He got hit, as you see, behind the line of scrimmage, and the pile pushed him. Incredible by the Spartans, and the drive will continue. First down and 10 at the 32. Keller keeps it himself once again, slipping through, but do not call the play dead quite yet. Now you can. He gets a solid gain on the play.
Yeah, and my only problem with that play right there is that they just ran the ball to that same side of the field, so they could have switched it up a little bit right there. You know, kind of go ahead and run you an outside ball to the right, and really open up the open side of the field. I know that's the away side. I know it's the far side of your sideline right now, but you have to venture into that area if you really want to go.
You have the full length of the field to work with. Use every piece of it.
Exactly.
2nd down and 6 after the pickup of 4. Once again, handoff. It is Thurston, and he is down in the backfield. That time, Minerva's defensive line able to penetrate, and it'll be 3rd down and long for the Spartans. Time now 3:20 and counting in the first half. One of our quicker halves so far this season. And we will have some score updates. Whoa! We'll give this one now. Second quarter, Alliance and Streetsboro are tied at 13.
Wow.
Streetsboro heavy favorites in that game.
Yeah, man. I think J.R. Jackson, he might actually have picked it up. I know last week he wasn't doing as well as he wanted to, and I know his receiving core wasn't even there. So it sounds like they're doing pretty well this week.
And that would be a big win, then setting up the matchup at Ellett in Akron next week. 3rd down and 8. It is a keeper for Keller, and he is demolished. A heavy hit by the Minerva Lions, and that'll force the special team unit back onto the field.
What a stop. What a stop right there by Minerva. Wow. Who is that guy?
Venture a guess.
Hit. Yeah, man.
It is Timmy Kirkpatrick once again.
That is my guy. What a hit.
And now a timeout call with 2:30 on the clock. 4th down and 6. When we return, we will step aside and hear a quick word from one of our sponsors as you are watching OHSAA football on SmeeSports.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts.
.230 left to go in the first half here at Robert H. Hines Stadium. Minerva out to a comfortable 14-0 lead over the Springfield Spartans as well at halftime. You can hear them in the background, but you will also be able to hear them during the halftime show. We will have both marching band halftime shows shown live here on the SmeeSports YouTube channel during the break. Punt sent away deep, and it'll be fair caught inside the 35 and around the 34-yard line. Taken in by Keister. 2-minute drill now.
Yeah.
An opportunity to make something happen for Minerva. 21-0 at the half would be huge for them.
Yeah, it would be. And, you know, this is already, like we were saying in the pregame, you know, this is already a big game for the community as they won last week, and they're trying to come out and take another dub this week, being up 14-0, and I just see the excitement. You know, you see kids running around, jumping around, and doing what they have to do, and a lot of parents are really focused and locked into the game right now. I think everybody is having an exceptional time tonight here at the stadium.
So 2:23 left to go. This could be a spot that Cannon starts to throw the ball, but that does add an interesting layer here. Is this the time you try, or do you just run the ball and you use your timeouts when needed? I kind of think that might be the case, as it was Minerva a little bit ago who used the timeout, not Springfield. Linkus takes it on the end around for 1st down and 10, and he is able to get past the 40 to the 41-yard line, so a pickup of 7 on the play. And that is exactly what they needed, something to keep them ahead of the sticks. The clock does continue to run, but Minerva, they know exactly how much time they have to play with here. Now 2nd down and 3. Kirkpatrick hands it off to Timmy Kirkpatrick. Cups up the near side, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and he is pulled out of bounds inside Springfield territory. Bring him out of bounds at around the 44.
Yeah, and what a run right there. I was able to catch a little glimpse of it. And, you know, he was coming through, passed over the 50-yard line, still shedding blocks. He didn't even use his hand, didn't use his stiff arm. That was straight shoulder and power and gut and will. So I think that Minerva is looking really good right now. I think they also feel really good about themselves.
And for good reason. On top of a good run from Kirkpatrick, he also got out of bounds in time. Handoff now on the end around. Another good concept outside the numbers. And he is taken down out of bounds. Once again, that is Lane Hawk. So many different mouths being fed in the backfield by Minerva. And yet again, they find a way to continue picking up good gains. And this time to just get the playoff seems too daunting. And on top of that, an injured player on the field. So we will see a timeout called by the Minerva Lions, or rather for the Springfield Spartans. So both will most likely be down to 2. But I kind of think they're just going to give them the mercy of the timeout. So it's going to be a Minerva timeout. Interesting there. The injured player is on Springfield, but Minerva uses the timeout. But I don't hate the decision. It stops the clock. You have 1:35 left to play in the first half, and that gives you, I would say, enough time to make your way down the field to do some damage.
Yeah, most definitely. I think this is way over the amount of time that they have to get down the field to really have something happen right there. Who's that hurt? Springfield Spartan, and we got the trainers on the field. The refs are talking to each other. Another trainer just got on the field, and we got the coaches talking with the athletic trainers. I hope this guy's all right. I hope it's just a cramp. They took his helmet off. He might have got the wind knocked out of him, but it seems like he's getting up right now with no help getting up, and that's always a good sign. So he's walking off the field on his own. He didn't want any help. He has his teammates coming to go and say what's up to him before he goes ahead and clocks out right now. Hopefully we see number 77 get right back on the field, because you never want to see a player get hurt.
That is Elijah Maynard, the senior.
Yeah.
So he is now going to be out of the game, at least for the time being. But 95 seconds left to go in the first half. I think we might see him again in the second half, but not again in the first half unless it is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, most definitely. You don't ever like to see that. You know, especially going into the second half, you don't ever want to see that.
So 2nd down and 6 at the 40-yard line. Handoff up the middle, it is Linkus. And Linkus will be pushed back after a modest gain on the play. Give him about 2. And once again, the clock continues to run here for Minerva. 3rd down and 3. They need to hurry things up a little bit here.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they got to push the ball. At this point, they got to throw it.
Kirkpatrick rolling out to his right. He will take the shot up the field. Pass, it is caught. Dropped in and out of the hands. He had the big play up the field, but still, Cannon Kirkpatrick will still have to wait to find his first career varsity completion.
Yeah, and that was right in the hands of the receiver. You can't get a better throw. You can't get a better throw. You cannot get a better throw. I mean, we seen last night with CeeDee Lamb and how he was able to break up passes like that. But, you know, this is high school football, and I'm not going to lie. Right there, that's exactly what you want your freshman quarterback to be able to do, is just come out after the run game, pass the ball when he needs to be able to, make a good throw. We just got to have a reception by the receiver.
And now 4th down and 3, ball at the 37. Minerva has to get it here. Otherwise, Springfield has a shot to do some damage before the end of the half. It is Hawk in motion. 4th down and 3, handoff. It is Kirkpatrick, and he is down in the backfield. A big stop for the Springfield Spartans, and that will give the offense a shot with 57 seconds to work with.
Yeah, and what a stop by the Spartan. You know, honestly, they should have came out and passed the ball one more time. Give your quarterback some more confidence by letting him keep throwing the rock. I mean, that was a perfect pass. Just got to bring it in, and that was also a perfect route by the receiver. He cooked the cornerback right off the line, and he was able to create some distance. The ball came right in his hands. So I think what we're going to see into the second half is also something just like that. You know, better pass game, bigger throws, longer throws, and honestly, if he gets some time in the backfield, which he has been getting a lot of time in the backfield, he'll be able to set up a pass.
And for Keller, setting up those passes is going to be huge right here. You have to play the boundaries.
Yep.
You do have 3 of your timeouts, all 3 to play with. 57 seconds. If you're smart, you can get something, whether it be 3, 6, or 7 on the board.
Right.
Keller dropping back, flag immediately flies, and he will take it himself and tuck. And he is out of bounds on the Springfield sideline, just past the 40, and they will give him to the 42. But based on how quick that flag came out, I think this one is coming back.
Yeah, that might have been an offsides. It came out very quick. It's got to be either an offsides or let's just go ahead and listen.
It appears it is going to be some kind of penalty on the offense.
Yeah, it seems like they're going back 5. Yeah, offsides.
So a tough one there. And once again, I feel like the bigger kicker here, DC, the clock, it doesn't reset. You're down from 57 to 49.
Yep.
So a lot less time to play with. 8 seconds, it doesn't seem like a lot, but given the circumstances here, that is a lot of time off the board that you will not get back. 1st down and 15, Keller dropping back, looking to throw. Plenty of time. He will step up out of the pocket. Almasi almost takes him down, and finally he is taken to the turf. That time it's Kirkpatrick, a late hit by the Spartans, and no flags will fly, but it is starting to become a somewhat chippy end of the first half.
Right. Yeah, and you know, he had to escape a lot of pressure right there. So trying to just get back to the line of scrimmage was already a challenge for him. You know, so we definitely have to see something elevate.
20 seconds left to go, and it looks like they will just run this one out and see it into halftime. Once again, Springfield will get the ball to begin the second half, so they can't afford to do this. 2nd down and 13. Keller takes the deep shot up the field. Pass, it is tipped and incomplete. 3.7 seconds left to go in the first half.
Yeah, you know, you had 2 defenders going for 1 receiver. We had 2 receivers right here, one on the 50. He threw the ball when they were both right on the 45. The one receiver was sprinting. He ended up going to the 45, the opposite 45, and dropped the pass. Great pass by the quarterback, but you did have an open receiver right down here on the 50 who slowed down.
So now 3rd down and 13. and this could just simply be a knee. It's a tough call. I get why you take the shot, DC.
Yeah.
But then again, a pick six here, and that's any momentum that you would possibly take into the halftime break gone. They will just hand it off. Instead, it is just going to be Keller keeping it himself. He goes down, and that will do it for the opening 24 minutes at Robert H. Hines Stadium. You can hear them down below. The fans of Minerva are loving this. 24 minutes away to getting a 2-1 start to their season for the first time since 2013. History is on the line tonight in Minerva. And the Lions, they want it to be them on the right side of it. As halftime starts, we will toss it downstairs to the marching bands, and we will enjoy their halftime productions. You are watching OHSAA football on SmeeSports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club.
Now live from Minerva, Ohio, it's Friday night.
Fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Yeah, really explore the studio space this time. You got it. I mean, really. Yeah. Explore the space. I like what I'm hearing. Well,
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts. Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow. The Minerva Athletic Boosters Club is dedicated to supporting the needs of the Minerva Athletic Department and all varsity sports teams. We also assist our middle school teams and work year-round to raise funds that directly benefit our athletes. Whether it be providing new uniforms for varsity and middle school teams or providing scholarships for our athletes as they move on to their next chapter, we do a lot to help support our beloved Minerva Lions. Join us for our major events such as our reverse raffle in September, Super Bowl squares in February, or our St. Patrick's Day dance in March, or join us for any of our 9 meetings this year starting in September and running monthly through May at 6 p.m. at the high school library. We invite you to attend a meeting or event and see how you can make a difference for our athletes. Go Lions!
The second half of football about to get underway at Robert H. Hines Stadium. At the half, it is the Minerva Lions up 14-0 on the Akron Springfield Spartans. You are watching OHSAA football on SmeeSports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club. Once again, he is DC Daniel Clark. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. DC, a good game so far by the Minerva Lions. They do not get the ball to begin the second half with their defense. They have been stellar tonight.
Yeah, and you know, we got our 2 scorers right now, Kirkpatrick and Linkos, and what a drive that they both were able to put together. You know, and what I said, what I had witnessed and what I had experienced going throughout this game is exactly what I thought was going to happen. That's what I predicted for it to happen, for them to have a strong run game, hitting both sides of the field with the wing tee, and Springfield has not been able to stop it. I think Springfield's offense has also been doing very well, but they've had turnovers. They've had times in the game to where they're just not able to create a first down, and then they'll also give up some yards in the backfield. So that's kind of what's killing them right now. It's just the turnovers and giving up yards in the backfield. I think that they've had a good game plan. The Minerva Lions have also been doing very well. They've been able to run the ball and hit gaps, and we see that right now with both running backs and the QB.
And the big thing to look at for both teams in the second half, can the passing offense truly be established? We have seen a lot of great throws today by Keller and by Kirkpatrick, but just a lot of drops.
Yeah, just a lot of drop passes. And, you can't drop the pass in the end zone, and then the next drive you drop the pass around the same yard line, and then the next drive you drop a pass around the same 20-yard line. So, he just keeps getting farther and farther back with his throws. But like I said earlier, these throws are very accurate. The one pass he had when they were in the Springfield's territory, it was just a little too far ahead of the receiver. So, I think that their quarterback, a freshman quarterback, by the way, and he's doing amazing. He still is looking to get his first completed pass of the season.
And he will have to wait as it is Springfield ball to get things underway in the second half. Xander Kirkpatrick lines up, and we are off to the races in the second 24 minutes of tonight's matchup. The kick is muffed at around the 15-yard line. Still a good return by Keller, but he is blown up immediately. Minerva wasting no time laying a heavy hit.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of big hits tonight already by Minerva. Big 25 out there, just able to just come through and lay the wood.
And a tremendous, tremendous defensive start for Minerva. But the big thing is, can they find a way to take back possession quickly? Can they force a 3-and-out? Can they force a mistake from these Akron Springfield Spartans? That's what we want to know in this second half. Can they do the little things to make the big things second nature? It'll be first down and 10 at the 21. Keller under center, drops back, and he will hand this one off to get things underway, and it is a pedestrian gain for Thurston.
Yeah, and a short run right there, short gain. He was still able to get up the field. He was still able to put some yards down, but he didn't really get too far. He got about a 1 yard. That's all right, though. It was still a strong run. And like I said, Springfield is just going to come out, and they're going to have to play a lot more aggressive. Right now, they got to pick up the intensity going into the second half. These first two drives, they have to have a counter move.
So second down and 9, ball at the 22. Keller flushed out to his right, still has some time, but he is demolished again. It is the big man, Sean Scott, with a sack. So back-to-back big plays by the Minerva defensive line, and all of a sudden it is third down and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 now after a huge hit by the defensive line. And like I'm saying, man, these Minerva guys, they just keep running around the field and popping people loose, And as me and my father, we used to say, when you're out there, you got to knock the snot bubbles out of somebody when you're out. And I feel like Minerva has that fire right under him right now to just make him keep going.
So third down and 15. Keller, a long field in front of him. Not much time left to go. He will just throw that one away, and he is taken to the turf. And a late hit by the Spartans, and we have some chippiness returning to the stadium. Very nearly a fight. No flags will fly, and it'll be a 3-and-out to get things underway for the Spartan offense.
Yeah, no flags on that play right there, which they are very and highly lucky that they didn't get a flag right there.
And the thing is controlling your temper. Can you do it on this stage, or is the moment just going to overtake you a little bit? You have to be very careful of that. If the moment gets to you and the moment takes over, it is always tough to get back in it.
Yeah, sadly, 4th and 15 right now, but happily going back to the Lions.
And if Minerva can punch it in here, then this is all their game, and they will control. Good kick taken in by Keister at around the 45-yard line, and he will get maybe 1 or 2 on the return as he is down pretty quick by the Springfield special teams unit. And now that'll make way for Cannon Kirkpatrick and the offense to come back out to begin their second half. Only a total of 100 seconds in. That's impressive.
Yeah, very, very impressive. 10:20 on the clock right now in the third quarter. 14-0 Lions, first down and 10. It's looking like a very, very strong, intense game right now. Right now, we see a little bit of bickering on the sideline with the coach. No, sir. That's all good stuff with number 2 on the Lions. And I think that there's an incredible community aspect of these, both communities. I see a lot of people on the Springfield sideline, and they're coming all the way from Akron, and Minerva's doing amazing right now with a lot of people coming through. And I feel like you still have people walking in to see this game. Hopefully they're tuned in right now to SmeeSports.
I mean, you look down below us, DC, the fans are here, and there are a lot of them as well.
Most definitely a lot of fans. And there's just a lot of love going around in the community, and you see it.
So first down and 10 now at their own 48. Handoff, it will go on a play outside the hashes, and the ball is loose. Springfield forces their second fumble, but they will not take possession as it goes out of play. Timothy Kirkpatrick coughed it up.
Yeah, that was crazy, and I think there's a flag on the play as well, because when his foot came off the ground, he was tackled, but when his foot came off the ground, he accidentally hit the ball. No flag on the play, just a fumble, but they do get the ball back. And what an amazing effort by the Springfield Spartans for them to try to go get the ball before it went out of bounds. Unfortunately, because he kicked the ball out of bounds, they weren't able to get it. They tried to kick it back in. They tried to swipe it back in, but they couldn't. But now it's a 2nd and long.
So now that sets up, as you said, 2nd down and long. 2nd down and 19 to be exact at their own 39. Once again, the clock continues to roll. Linkos, he had the last touchdown. Very similar play as he gets tripped up from below. That time, no pylon to dive over. It is a gain of a few on the play, setting up 3rd down and long for Minerva.
Yeah, unfortunately, unable to get the run game started this drive. Definitely going to have to pick that up next drive. But something to point out right now is that they are still on the same scheme, and they still think that it's going to work, so hopefully they aren't wrong going into the 4th quarter.
And this could be a spot that Cannon Kirkpatrick takes a shot. It's 3rd down and 15. You need a lot of yards here. Maybe you trust your quarterback. Hawk in motion. Instead, it is going to be a handoff and a good run for Kirkpatrick, and he will spin towards the line to gain. He is close, right at it, and the chains will move. It is a Minerva 1st down.
Yeah, what a run. Like I said, keep the scheme, keep the game going, keep the run plays. Finally got to capitalize off a run. That's exactly what they wanted to see right there. And, you know, that's hard to do on a 3rd and long. Just run it right up the middle. Obviously, Coach had a great game plan.
And yet again, when you think pass, the wing team mentality says, no, we're going to run this thing.
Yeah, right up the middle too. Didn't even use the tight end, didn't even use the true fullback on the right side of the field.
So now 1st down and 10 at the 42 of Springfield. Handoff once again, Timmy Kirkpatrick. And Kirkpatrick is able to barrel his way past the 35, and they will give him around the 34. So a gain of potentially 8, setting up 2nd down and shorts.
Yeah, most definitely saw the O-lineman right there just piggybacking on their quarterback, just pushing him through. And, you know, you love to see that right there, just a team effort play.
And now the question for Minerva is, do you start taking more and more time before the next snap?
You know what? That's exactly what I think is going to happen. They're going to try to run this clock a little bit. They're moving the ball. They're pushing it down the field, and they're going slow and methodically. They're going to keep on doing what they're doing exactly right now, score, and let the game run out.
And as you said, a score here, that about does it. Linkos has some room outside the hashes, stumbles past the 25, cuts upfield, still in bounds, and he will be taken out of play inside the red zone. They will give him to around the 15. It is a big 1st down for the Lions.
Yeah, what a run. He was able to shed 3 tackles right there. And honestly, when you're able to shed 3 tackles, you leave the entire stadium in awe, especially being up the sideline like that, keeping your pose, staying in bounds, and then finally getting pushed out of bounds. And now he's inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15-yard line even as that. So, yeah, what an incredible run by Linkos.
In the end, he makes it all the way to the 13-yard line. If you are the Minerva Lions right now, you have to be feeling really confident and really happy with your team's performance tonight. In motion, it is Hawk. Kirkpatrick takes the handoff. He is through up the middle, and he is in. Touchdown, Minerva! 2nd score of the day for Timmy Kirkpatrick, and that puts the Lions up by 20. That is a huge touchdown for the Minerva Lions. Timmy Kirkpatrick carries the defense along with him, and in the end, DC, he finds that slight gap he needs, and he is gone.
Yeah, and, you know, we saw that on both sides of the field today, literally both ends. He has a touchdown in both ends of the field today.
Minerva now up by 20, but there is an injured Spartan on the field, and as he is attended to, we will step aside here on SmeeSports.
Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow. With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts.
The injured Spartan, being number 69, Max Parker, the freshman, is able to get off of the field on his own power. An awkward injury there, but on that play, Timmy Kirkpatrick finds the end zone for the second time tonight, and it is Minerva up 20-0. Xander Kirkpatrick now trying to make it 21-0 to officially seal that big 3-touchdown and 3 extra point lead. And it is a line drive through the uprights, but no, it's going to miss. It looked initially good, but it's obviously an optical game looking at it from this far. An awkward line drive, so it will stay at 20-0.
Yeah, and you know, I'd really just like to say, but you do not want to see injured players on the field whatsoever. So the fact that we've seen him get up and walk off the field all on his own, no trainer's help, you know, he airlift, all that stuff is real. You know, you see that stuff happening. And recently we just heard about Christian McCaffrey, him getting hurt, and honestly, I never like hearing about a player getting hurt.
And the big one, Mason from Tuskegee Valley, that scary injury back in week 1. A lot of teams taking that to heart and having their whiteout games last week. That was tremendous to see. But just, once again, our thoughts and prayers with the whole Tuskegee Valley family. Just can't imagine that. Playing the game you love and first game of his career, and it's gone so quick.
Yeah, and then another thing that we cannot imagine that is happening right now in our face is Minerva taking home, well, not just yet, but doing great in the game, 20-0, and they've been up the entire game. Trying to take home their second dub today. Minerva is looking great. Community feels good. I feel the energy right now. It feels great outside.
And as well, looking back to last week, 23-8 over Crestwood. In the end, that is the most points they've scored in a game this year, as the other one was obviously 0. But if they can score more points here, and if they can shut out Springfield, that is huge heading into the Sandy Valley game next week. And then from there, St. Thomas Aquinas, there is a decent shot. Potentially, these guys are 4-1 entering the West Branch game. Keller, he is taken out of bounds.
Flag on the play.
And I will say before this flag is addressed, very interesting to see the quarterback as the kickoff specialist.
Yeah, flag on the play. I don't know what that could have been. I think that may have been a horse collar.
And once again, very scary that the heavy hit comes against the quarterback.
Oh, it looks like we have another player down on the field right now, number 52 for Springfield Spartans right now. The trainer just ran out. It seems like a cramp. She's trying to stretch out his calf muscle right now. You know, she's doing the usual heel to the thigh, and let's go ahead and get stretched out. So I think this is going to be something simple, something quick. Did have a flag on the play, though. Have no clue what that was about, but we will figure out in a little bit.
Looking forward to next week with Friday Night Lights. It is up in the air. Our plan is to be on the road in Akron as Ellett takes on Alliance, 7 p.m. kickoff. If that game does not happen or we cannot do it, then we would most likely bounce on up to Padua Franciscan High School, and it would be the Padua Bruins taking on the Sandusky Blue Streaks. Same time for kickoff, same everything, just a different location. Initially, we were going to do Marlington, Louisville, but just given the circumstances of the game and, well, some things that I have to do up in the Cleveland area, which is another football game next week, that game being Holy Name and Madison, it makes sense to move on forward towards the Cleveland area and not stay in Stark County all too long. That way I can make it home at a reasonable hour once next week is done. Before that game, Tuesday, it is Alliance and Carrollton Boys Soccer at 7 p.m. at the Rock Hill Complex. Then on Thursday, I believe it is our next game. It'll be the Marlington Dukes volleyball team taking on the Carrollton Warriors. So it is double Carrollton next week.
Double Carrollton, baby. You got to love it. Got to love it.
And then Alliance once, Marlington once midweek, then potentially Alliance again on Friday before we head on over into our weekend. Crazy to think that next weekend officially marks the halfway point of September.
Yeah, we're going through the season quick. It's already week 3, and I'm having a good time watching high school sports now, man.
Because last week you were over at the Alliance Louisville game.
Yes, I was. Sports broadcasting. There's a lot of networks there that day.
Keller pass. It is going to be caught in the flats, but did he get his feet in? It looks like the answer is yes.
Yeah, he did. What an incredible play by number 14 on the Spartans. I mean, he was able to get both feet in like he was playing NFL football. I think he forgot how old he was, man, but that was incredible. That was impressive.
That was Sabolek with the catch in the flats. So now that'll bring in 2nd down and 5. You're halfway there. You're ahead of the sticks. But if you are Akron Springfield, you need a touchdown. You need some momentum out of this drive. You look at the clock one more time. 6:49 left to go in the third quarter. It looks like a lot of time, but that is incredibly deceiving. And yet again, a whistle. It looks like the officials are going to have a word with the coach of Springfield. Something happening on the far side. But either way, to stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram at SmeeFist2024 on Twitter, as well subscribe down below to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Our goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. I believe we are now within 100 of that goal. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. There is no added cost, but it greatly helps out all that we do here at the SmeeSports YouTube channel and SmeeSports LLC. A lot of great games coming up to round out September. The goal is to have some Tri-C baseball as well. The goal as well with that is to be at Shinover Stadium on September 23rd. It would then be Tri-C and Kent State baseball. Then again on the 27th, and that would be Tri-C and Akron baseball. So 2 MAC opponents taking on Tri-C, a Tri-C team that went 44-8 last season. And that included a run of 41 straight wins.
Wow, 41 straight wins is always going to be an incredible stat for the program.
From February to game 2 of the playoff series. 1-5 to start, and then from there they just cruised.
Wow.
So it looks like whatever was the issue has been resolved. 2nd down and 5. Keller gets hit, and he is driven back quickly. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and medium. Once again, some heavy whistles inside. We've seen a little bit of chippiness tonight, and it looks like it is starting to, even more so, boil over. The hope is that it doesn't completely boil over, but you never know. The emotions are always heightened in a game like this. You want to get that big win. You want to represent your school the right way. And that is just one of the many things, and one of the many reasons why you cannot play the occasion, but you have to play the game.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's a great way to put it, Smee.
So many coaches have mentioned that in interviews. It just seems right to mention it now. After the gain of 1, 3rd down and 4. Once again, it is intended for number 14, Sabolek, but it is incomplete. 4th down and 4. And it is decision time for Springfield. Obviously, you want to keep your offense out on the field, but it appears they are making the right choice for the scenario, and that is to run out the special teams unit.
Yeah, this time you can't really take that advice. I mean, they're all the way back in their own territory. 4th and 4, that's a pretty risky drive to try to go ahead and try to make a play on. Go ahead and punt this one off, and you still have time in the game. It's 6 minutes left in the third quarter. 20-0 Minerva. You still got an opportunity to win this game.
And I think the offense wanted to stay out there just based on the way that they went to the sideline.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know these kids want to play.
5 seconds left to go on the actual play clock. And they will get the play off in time and send it away. A good punt taken in by Keister at the 45, and he will find his way just barely into Springfield territory as he is spun down at midfield, but favoring the Spartan side of the field. It is time for a quick 30-second timeout to hear a word from our sponsors on SmeeSports.
Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern, or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow.
Big run right out of the switch, and it is a touchdown for Minerva. They went quick to the huddle, got the play off, and clearly they catch the defense off guard. A big, big run. How about that?
Yeah, and that one just popped off. I don't know. He wasn't even touched coming out of the backfield. So, you know, he was able to just hit the corner, hit the left side, bounce out. I think he went about 4 yards to the left and just kept going straight towards the sideline, straight towards the pylon. And he wasn't touched the entire way. The safety couldn't catch up. The cornerback was beat off rip. What a run by Lincoln. And that's his second today.
So Linkos along with Kirkpatrick each with 2. And it is Minerva up 27-0 on the Springfield Spartans. We will keep things here after our last timeout. But DC, what a run. All it takes is one play. Minerva, they could start to feel it. They have 1 foot in the door of victory.
Yeah, they most definitely do. And I'm thinking they're trying to stick their leg all the way in that door right now. I think their coach and their quarterback have been on the same path right now, the same kind of brainwave about just being aggressive all the way up into the fourth quarter. So I think we may see a 35 or 30 or maybe even 42-0 game, especially because look at what the Springfield Spartans have been doing. I mean, they really haven't been doing too much. We keep seeing that they keep coming out right now, and they're just not able to produce like we saw last drive. Wasn't really too much happening, you know, and I honestly think I have a lot of hope right now for the Minerva Lions. I came to this game with a lot of hope for the Minerva Lions. They obviously welcomed me into their community, and it was just a great time before the pregame show even started.
And right now, once again for Minerva, this is a day that they have been waiting for a long time. If the result holds, this will be their first 2-1 start or better since the 2013 season.
Yeah.
That in its own right is crazy. This has been a day 12 years in the making. And they hope that, assuming the result holds, they can celebrate this one and head on off to Sandy Valley next week to try and keep it going. Keller takes himself out at around the 25-yard line, and that will make way for the Springfield Spartan offense. But if they can play like this at Sandy Valley next week, a realistic shot that the Lions do make something happen in that game.
Yeah, and most definitely, and then it would be, 3-1. If they can make something happen in that game, 3-1 would be an incredible, tremendous, successful victory for this community, for this entire town. You know, and one thing I definitely want to see is them ring that bell down there. Because when I was a young kid, I had a bell right outside in Grandview Heights, Ohio. And every time we won, we came and we rang that bell.
And then on top of that, you have St. Thomas Aquinas the next week, a team that you beat here 16-7. It is realistically not out of the realm of possibility to say, you know what, 4-1.
Yeah.
And that would be a crazy start to the season for Minerva. At that point, you just need, I think, one EBC win, and you have a shot to make it into the field of 12 for the playoffs.
Yeah, most definitely.
If somehow Minerva finds a way into the playoffs, this community, they would be over the moon. Keller running out of time. Good blocking for him. He gets to the outside, but he is still spun down. Some good blocking by Springfield, but Minerva, they always find a way to the ball carrier.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was swarmed by Minerva defense. He didn't have an opportunity from when the ball was snapped, but that's okay. He tried to make one, and he just still couldn't get one going. He actually had a few good blocks to get him upfield, but when that safety crashes down like that, you know, there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do.
And the clock continues to run after the loss of 2. 2nd down and 12. As well, if Minerva were to score a field goal or better, we would have a running clock. And that might be the first time in a long time that this Minerva home crowd has seen one. Pass is caught in the flats on the run, but he is still spun down behind the line of scrimmage. A good throw by Keller picking up Thurston, but yet again, the Lions find a way to the ball quickly.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think he lost even more yardage right there.
So 3rd down and long for Springfield. They're going to say 3rd down and 16 at the 19. And Minerva, they are not done yet. That offense, they want more. I think they are very hungry to come out here and punch in at least one more to seal this one.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
A very good start to the second half for Minerva. 3rd down at 16. Keller needs a big play. He will take the shot, and it is going to be dropped. Almost picked off by the Lions, in and out of the hands of Schick. Either way, a big stop. It'll be 3 and out. And depending on where this punt lands, they might get better field position with the punt. It's crazy to think, though, DC, the turnover battle, it's equal. On top of that, if Springfield recovered that fumble, they would have the lead in that category.
Most definitely. And honestly, they got lucky that they didn't return that, because they would have been in their own territory fighting for yards in somebody else's. So that honestly was probably the best gameplay. After that, Minerva was still 8 yards behind, but they successfully got the 1st down.
So now time called with 4:03 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Timeout called by the Spartans. Once again, we will keep it here. Just your thoughts on this 3rd quarter, just under 8 minutes in, and Minerva has pretty much matched their offense from the first 24 minutes.
Yeah, I was 100% wrong with my pregame predictions. I thought they were going to throw the ball a little bit more, but they did not throw the ball at all. And now that I'm in the 3rd quarter, I see that they're just going to keep running the ball down Spartan's throat. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. It's been working the entire game. They have had such a successful game in the running game right now. It's crazy to see that they are really banking on this wing T.
And it has worked tonight. That is the risk of this formation. You say, this is how we're going to beat you, and then to back it up, that is big. Score update from Hoover. 4th quarter, the Vikings up 65-0 on Akron North.
Nice.
That is a big, big score line. As well, the Alliance Aviators, 33. The Streetsboro Rockets, 13. A big win potentially for the Aviators. Here comes the return for Minerva, and they want a house call. It is Keister up the far sideline. He is loose and finally taken down inside the red zone. A big return by Keister, and this will be a short field for Minerva once again.
Yeah, what a return up the sideline. He got the ball off of a bounce, made one missed block, and then just kept going up the right sideline, and he was able to just captivate off that. And what is so nice seeing these guys run up the sideline like that is they get free, and they speed up, and they keep going. You can see the dust coming right off the cleats, and that's just amazing. You know, just being able to see them have fun out there, see them play a high school football game, and just see them, just develop as we keep going.
Last time Minerva had the ball, 1 play, 1 touchdown. Can they do it again? Fake handoff, pass, it is going to be tipped, and is it picked off?
I think it was.
And yes,
I think that was an interception. Look at the Spartans.
2nd turnover of the game forced by the Spartans defense, and they will get it back deep in their own territory. They opt for the throw. Kirkpatrick intercepted across the middle.
So the Spartans get the ball right back.
And now,
deep into their own territory, though.
And now it is do or die time for them. They have to make something happen here. They need some kind of points, whether it be a touchdown, which I feel like you could say this is touchdown or bust territory.
Yeah, most definitely going to come out running the ball right here. They're not able to throw the ball this deep into their territory because they've been getting pressured in the backfield. They have to run the ball right here. So this is a tricky spot that they're in right now.
So 1st down and 10, ball at their own 3. No margin for error. It'll be a screen pass, caught in stride. Not quite. He drops it. That's the right call, as he was not going to get much, and he gets lit up immediately.
Yeah, so like I said, I think they're still going to try to run the ball right here. Maybe a run to the right. They're on their own side of the field right now. Their far side of the field is the Minerva bench. So what I'm thinking right now is that they're going to get in a formation to where they can just run the ball right up the middle or right to the right outside. I see 1 running back, 1 quarterback, and a tight end and a slot receiver.
Keller dropping back. He will take it out of the end zone. He has some space, and he will be taken down. Something else to note, there is a helmet down on the ground, and it is from a Minerva Lion. So the question is, did he get really anything? And the answer is maybe a yard. So not much at all on the play. And the clock will once again run. They will give him, it looks like, 2. So 3rd down and 8, I am going to assume. And there it is, confirmed in-house. Still, Springfield needs to get the ball out of their own end zone pretty much.
Yeah, Nate, so what do you think is going to happen within this 4th quarter?
Well, first of all, for Springfield, if they don't get the ball up the field, this punt is going to be very difficult to get off. So Keller rolling to his right, plenty of time. He will take the shot, and it is incomplete. Another heavy hit in the end zone. The Lions, they are a bruising defense. And it's 3 and out. And the punting unit, as I just said, a tough spot. You have to punt inside your own end zone. If you mess it up here, it is going to become 29-0. So we will see how the Spartans want to handle this one. But there is an injured player in the end zone, so we will take a quick media timeout and return to the action in a minute.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts. The Minerva Athletic Boosters Club is dedicated to supporting the needs of the Minerva Athletic Department and all varsity sports teams. We also assist our middle school teams and work year-round to raise funds that directly benefit our athletes, whether it be providing new uniforms for varsity and middle school teams or providing scholarships for our athletes as they move on to their next chapter. We do a lot to help support our beloved Minerva Lions. Join us for our major events such as our reverse raffle in September, Super Bowl squares in February, or our St. Patrick's Day dance in March, or join us for any of our 9 meetings this year starting in September and running monthly through May at 6 p.m. at the high school library. We invite you to attend a meeting or event and see how you can make a difference for our athletes. Go Lions! Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow.
The injured Spartan able to get off the field with some help. From this angle, it does appear to be Cohen Keller, the starting quarterback, so that would be a big dynamic change if and when the Spartan offense does get back out on the field in this 3rd quarter, if not the 4th. Either way, barring any craziness, it is going to be a very short field for the Minerva Lions.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that was a knee injury, so hopefully he can get right quick.
Everything has to go right here on the punt, first of all. And the ball will be sent away. Good work by Springfield. And we will see how good of a bounce the ball will take. And it is a generous one for the Lions as it'll be inside the Spartan 35. And that is where Kirkpatrick and the offense will take back over.
Yeah, not much time left in this 3rd quarter. I'm definitely expecting the Minerva Lions to go down the field and score.
Their goal is simple right now. Run the clock at home for the first time in a long while.
Right.
And on top of that, you are holding on to this shutout. If you can make this happen, you run the clock, you get the shutout, you get that 2-1 record. that could be a big sign of things to come for Minerva.
Most definitely.
You're not going to rebuild a full program in 1 year. If you can find a good baseline, a good starting point in year number 1 of this new regime, then you could be formidable in the next couple of years. Linkos going for the hat trick, and he gets a ton, still on his feet, and he is just dragging the pile with him. The play will continue inside the 15, and he is finally pushed down at the 14. A gain of 18 on the play, and that'll put Minerva back in the red zone just like that. And a chance to really slam the door shut on Springfield. The issue right now for Springfield, it's simple. They can't stop that interior run. A lot of the runs, they do end up outside the hashes, but if you cannot seal those interior gaps, the B gap, the C gap, anytime it goes outside the hashes after the fact, you're playing catch-up.
Yeah, like I said, man, that wing tee is awesome. They're making it look like it's impossible to stop.
On Madden rookie mode almost for the Lions. Linkos bounces it outside the far hashes, cuts back up the field, and he will be close to the end zone. A flag will fly, and they will say touchdown Minerva.
Wow, touchdown.
Linkos able to get it in. Now we do have to address the laundry first, but right now we are going to run the replay as if it is a touchdown. If so, that is the hat trick for Linkos. So let's see it here. Goes in the outside, excellent block. That's a clean block. And once again, just slips into the end zone.
Seems like he got in right on that corner pylon. Front corner pylon. There is an injured player out. Flag on the field.
And right now, the in-house scoreboard, now it updates. So the touchdown, it looks like, has been confirmed. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a long time here at Robert H. Hines Stadium, the clock will run in favor of the home team. How about that? They have been waiting for this night for a long time, DC.
Yes, they have.
And the moment that it is said by the PA announcer, you are going to hear plenty of cheers. Is this what you expected from this game?
No, I thought this game was going to be a lot closer. Like I said, my prediction for this game was going to be 23 Minerva, 11 Springfield. But I did expect Minerva to come out and run the ball exactly the way they're running the ball. You know, like I said, we had a lot of people coming up to us, like the booster president, like the athletic director, saying exactly what Minerva is doing right now. So I did think that this was going to happen, but I did not think it was going to get to this level.
Going with a Phil Collins reference here, it's in the air tonight.
Yeah, it's in the air. And it feels good, man. It honestly feels really good to be out here watching college or high school football once again with a great atmosphere, with a great community, a lot of love surrounding the football field right now.
And hopefully all of the injured Spartans will be okay. A lot of injuries, could be some cramps. A lot of these guys having to play both sides of the ball. There is not much depth for that team. Minerva, they are up to 45, so they have a bigger roster than last year, and that has helped them a lot.
Yeah, and you can obviously tell it's helped them within the wing T formation. They've made subs, and they've made the correct adjustments for them to be able to keep going and keep scoring like they have.
The extra point, it is up, and it is good. And DC, take a look at that scoreboard in-house. It is running.
Yeah, yes it is, 34-0. 34-0. And you know what? Like I said, I knew they were going to try to keep on scoring within the last few minutes of this third quarter. And what I did not expect is for the Springfield Spartans to not call back. I thought they were going to pick up the phone.
Once the ball is kicked off, that clock will continue to run. 34-0 your score on SmeeSports. We take a quick timeout, and we'll be back to the action in a moment. Welcome back to Robert H. Hines Stadium on the campus of Minerva High School. we will have a running clock, ladies and gentlemen. 34-0 Minerva on top of Akron Springfield as you are watching OHSAA football on SmeeSports in partnership, or rather presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club. What a great night to be a Lion. This community, this town, they have been waiting for a night like this, and it is finally here, and it is not done. Kirkpatrick, a booming kick, and it is out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And really, even more so than before, this is the time that Springfield needs a touchdown.
100%.
If they get nothing here, then it is going to be done.
Yeah, finally getting into the fourth quarter, the last 10 seconds within the first minute. And I still think that we're going to do really good.
We'll see how Minerva acts here. The question is, do they start making rotations?
No, they won't. I doubt it. You know what? I think that they're just going to let this one play out.
And that would not be a bad thing. This right now is on pace to be one of their biggest home victories of all time. First down and 10, and there is an immediate bunch up, and he is taken down quickly. Once again, the clock continues to run regardless. Going into next week, it's Sandy Valley, and all of a sudden, that game becomes more and more winnable.
Yeah. Yeah, they look very, very good tonight. The team looked like it was organized and came out on a great note, and it's finishing on a great note in this third quarter.
The next time we are here at Robert H. Hines Stadium, it is going to be September 26th as Minerva takes on West Branch. At that point, that could be a 4-1 team coming in. And that will do it for the third quarter as the whistle blows. 12 minutes away from party time in Minerva, Ohio. The boys in red up 34-zip on the Akron Springfield Spartans. You are watching OHSAA football on SmeeSports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts.
Before we get back to the action, if you or someone you know is a business owner looking to sponsor broadcasts in the Cleveland or Stark County area, contact us at one of those avenues on your screen, and I would love to work out a deal with you to promote the best of your business and your brand. Thank you to our broadcast sponsors tonight for making this telecast possible. Keller floats it forward, and it is incomplete, just out of the reach of his intended targets. And once again, as we established at the end of the third quarter, DC, that clock will continue to run unless the Spartans get back within 30.
Right, and honestly, that clock is not going to stop. I don't think that clock needs to stop at this point. It's gonna be very, very hard for the Springfield Spartans to get back in this game.
So 3rd down and 9, good sign to see that Keller is back in the game. And he will drop back. Not much time once again, evading pressure right, and he will throw that one away. Just able to get out of the pocket to avoid intentional grounding, and it'll be a 3-and-out sequence for the Spartans. And this is an opportunity for Minerva now to really slam the door shut, even more so than before. And if they drop a 40 spot tonight, then that will be the talk of the town Saturday morning.
Yes, it will.
And I think regardless, the talk of the town is going to be the Minerva Lions out of nowhere, losing game number 1, 35-0, to then respond with a 23-8 victory over Crestwood when they were supposed to lose by 31. And then this victory tonight against Springfield. Right now, they are above predictions as they were supposed to win by 21. not 34.
Yes, and you know what? I only had them winning by 12. So this is most definitely a big win for Minerva and their entire community. Hopefully they go out and celebrate tonight, have a good little night, maybe get a few pieces of pizza.
Nobody home, and it is going to be a deep punt by the Spartans. And that ball will be down at the Minerva 35, and that will make way for Cannon Kirkpatrick and the offense. At this point, here is my big question for Minerva one last time. Is it Cannon time?
Yes.
Do we see him start to get involved more in the offense? Throwing.
It's Cannon time. We got to see the Cannon.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see it. At the same time, you want to be conservative here.
Yeah.
Looking at that more, you need to get other backs involved here. You have the win. You cannot get any injuries heading into the Sandy Valley game.
Right. And you know what? They may want to make a statement heading into that game, so they may try to score one more time before trying to put anybody else or sub anybody else in.
And if they do, then that will be a big confidence boost for them. This whole game has been a confidence boost for them.
Right, and they've had really, really good plays this entire game. They've all been playing as a team this entire game. This is why that's what makes the wing T formation so special, because you have to have a group of people, a group of guys that have just been used to be playing with each other for a long time, and you can obviously tell that's exactly what's going on right now in Minerva.
And we will see what happens here. Whistles blow, and it is a timeout called. And wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is Xander Kirkpatrick, not Cannon.
Wow.
So it could be a quarterback change for Coach Slates in the fourth quarter. If so, that is big. We'll try to locate Cannon, and yeah, he is on the sideline. I think, DC, you see him right there next to number 52. He is there, and his job is done.
Yes, sir. Yes, he is. And right now, I think we see a lot of the starters, and they're riding on the sidelines, banking on their teammates right now. So I know I know this sideline is going to get very, very, very hype. They're going to be very excited. This is going to be a good drive.
And a team that really doesn't average a lot of points. Last year, they averaged 3 points per game.
Wow.
This year, averaging around 11.5. And once again, DC, that is getting bumped up. Score update from Columbus. 11:52 left to go in regulation. Holy Name 14, Marion Franklin nothing. First touchdown of the night goes to Xavier Rodriguez. Second to Nick Nemeth. We will see them next Saturday as one of our games of the week. And a great tackle to begin this sequence for the defense of Springfield. And there is a flag. That carry coming from Cole Sivey, the freshman. So a new face entering the mix, as expected. And we will see what the laundry is. Could be a hold, but also could be a horse collar. And as they deliberate, that clock continues to tick.
Yes, it does. And yeah, you were right there, Smee. You know, the whole time they don't want to make a statement right now. They're done. The statement has been made. They want to get their subs in, and they want to keep guys right, nice, you know, keep them healthy as they go into the next game, as they go into the next week. And, you know, Monday is the start of practice, so they got to have a good rest. They got to have a good rest day. You know, Saturday they're going to wake up and watch film. Sunday is going to be that rest day, so they got to take that very, very lightly.
And it was a personal foul on the Spartans, and that will move Minerva into almost enemy territory, putting them at the 47. First down and 10. Xander Kirkpatrick keeps it himself, and he is into Springfield territory.
Yeah, it looks like he got about 8 yards right there. So he's going to bring up about a 2nd and 2.
Not only can he kick, he can also run the ball as the quarterback.
Yeah, he can, man. He's a multi-talented kid.
So many Kirkpatricks out on the field tonight for Minerva. It's a family affair.
100%. And, you know, we got to also we have to recognize the fact that we had Lincoln scoring twice this game, man. And not only did he score twice down on each side of the field, he scored twice on one side of the field and scored once on the other side of the field. So I'm correcting myself right now. He scored 3 different times this game.
He has 3. Timmy Kirkpatrick has 2.
Yeah.
Overall, great performance. Xander Kirkpatrick keeps it again, bumps it outside the hashes, and he is dragged down by the sleeve of his jersey. There is a flag, and there is another one. And yet again, here comes the diciness. Emotions are boiling over. This was a big game for both teams.
Yes, it is.
And yet again, I'll go back to the quote. I believe it was Rowan's baseball head coach during the NCAA tournament who said, You don't play the occasion, you play the actual game.
You don't play the situation. Yeah, what that means is you do not play the situation that you are in the game. You play the game plan that you had before you got to the game. And that's kind of the most important thing, and the thing that Minerva has been able to get so far in this game with is just sticking with that wing tee. And look, you don't usually see a lot of schools do the wing tee. That's why I brought it up so many times tonight, because you don't usually see this. You don't usually see it working at the way it's working for Minerva tonight. And this is incredible to see. Usually, if a team is smaller like this, you'll see them use their quarterback as a runner way more often, but they haven't done that. They've incorporated the running back into their entire game.
And from what I was told, somebody got kicked in the head. Sivey taking it from one side to the other, breaks a tackle, and now another flag potentially flies. It looked like something went flying, and now I do not see the laundry, so clearly something is going on. A heavy tackle, and it is going to be 3rd down and long. Once again, the clock is running. 5:15 left to go in regulation. Stay with us. We are not going to commercial break immediately when this one is over. We will keep it here for the post-game celebrations. We will keep it here for the victory bell, and then we will go to our final timeout with some commercials and then announce our player of the game, hopefully then coinciding with the Minerva Pride's alma mater.
Yes, we will be. Spartans just used their last timeout. They have 0 left. The Minerva Lions still have 2 timeouts left.
They both have 2.
Oh, they both have 2 left.
So 3rd down and 19, low snap, and it is just going to be a case of eating your losses. Kirkpatrick just kind of fell on it. That was the right thing. You don't turn the ball over. And now Springfield, one final opportunity to try and punch it in. But the celebrations when this one is over, DC, this is going to be the definition of pandemonium. It is going to be just a great night all the way around for Minerva. They have been waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah, and the energy in this stadium right now has not dwindled at all. You know, I think they're just going to erupt in joyness, and for them to just get this game over with and, you know, get back to each other and talk about it the entire time, they're going to do it. They're just going to have a great time tonight.
And that is your victory bell on the screen. We will see that in a few moments. 3:54 to be exact. 4th down and 26. I think they're going to go for it and try to do something here. They are going to run it outside the hashes, cut it back in, and it'll be a turnover on downs for the Lions. That was Troyer on the carry. 35 yards of space in front. The clock continues to run, but one final opportunity for Springfield to get something out of this game. And if they do, that is a positive to take into next week on the road. They have to go, I believe, to Cloverleaf, and that is a tough game. Last time I checked, they are currently beating Carrollton.
Wow, okay. So Minerva definitely has some stuff to work on tonight. You know they want to keep on throwing the ball. They have to get that passing game back incorporated within their offense. You know, their quarterback he has a great arm. He has great accuracy, so we need these wide receivers to kind of refurbish and go ahead and hit that practice field. You know, get behind the pass machine, get behind the gun machine, you know, and just keep taking balls.
2 Cleveland score updates. End of the 3rd quarter. It is Olmsted Falls 21, Strongsville 21. And the big one, it is Mike Elder's Avon Eagles 20, Glenville 6. 8:01 left to go in quarter number 3. Tedgen Sr., his boys need a big comeback in that one to stay undefeated. Already 2 big wins this year, but the big one came in game week 1 on the road at Massillon. Keller passes, caught in the flats. He will break a tackle, and he will get a few more. That is Ty Smith, the junior.
Yeah, and it seemed like he just took that hit and just kept running because the defensive linebacker just hawked him down, and he caught the ball. As soon as he turned right, he saw him coming, so he was able to brace for impact and keep it going.
So now final 2 minutes of tonight's 48. And these final 2, you can just feel it. And over by the victory bell, it looks like people are going to start making their way over there. They want to capture this magical moment. Handoff, Keller picks up his running back. And there is a good gain on the play. And that will bring them close to the red zone, now at around the 24-yard line. So that'll be a 1st down for the Spartans. Now a $1:35 left to play. Once again, stick with us. We will have full coverage of the celebrations when this one is done. Then we will have our final commercial break before announcing our player of the game presented by SmeeSports. Two guys in mind right now. It's a toss-up between those two, but I think I do have my answer, and I think when you hear my explanation, you'll understand why I went with one over the other.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear that, man.
It's going to be close.
It is going to be close, and I also have a few guys in my mind, so I hope to God that you pick my guy. Whoa.
We will see. Cuts the wrong way, and he has spun out of bounds. The game might be almost over, but Minerva's defense stifling as ever. That is Sobolik going out of bounds. So 48 seconds. DC, you could just feel it. You could feel what is coming next.
Yeah. Look at everybody in the stands right now. Look at everybody in the stadium.
So second down and 10. Next to us, it is the Minerva coaches. They are ready to celebrate as well.
Yes, they are.
Handoff, and he will be dragged down in the backfield. And some extracurriculars. You can start to hear it now with the fans. They are starting to cheer. Will we see one more play? 15 seconds on the clock, but it appears we will not. For the first time since 2013, the Minerva Lions will start the year 2-1 or better, getting the victory tonight 34-0 over the Springfield Spartans. How about that? This small town just south of Stark County, they will celebrate into this weekend. They have been waiting 12 years for this moment, and it is finally here. Wow, what a game, DC.
What a game. What a finisher. What a finisher. How many scores have you ever seen like this end up for Minerva? Not a lot. So this is an incredible game for Minerva, and I just love the energy that I've been feeling all night. You know, I've had a great time being here all day. Nate, you gave me a great opportunity, and I do want to say that. I really do appreciate you. You know, Nate is one of the best sports broadcasters that we have here in Stark County. So I hope that a lot of people are able to tune in and really pay attention to what he's doing and what he's saying.
And we will keep it here during these celebrations. DC, this is about to be something special. This is a moment that these fans have dreamed of for so long. And finally, it is here. It just doesn't feel like real life right now for the Minerva Lions.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
And here comes their alma mater. They are going to enjoy this one a little bit better tonight. And I am sure when the coaches off to our right exit their box, it'll be pure joy from them. Here come the coaches after their win, and I'm sure they are stoked.
Oh, they're happy, man. Yeah, they want to get down to the players. They want to be able to talk and tell them all congrats.
No surprise. They called a great game up here in the box.
Yeah.
And so did Coach Slate. How about that? 2-1 to begin his Minerva tenure. Wing T, it might be back.
Yes, it will. Yes, Wing T is back in fashion, and baby, you saw it tonight. You saw how exactly how it's supposed to be ran, exactly how you're supposed to format it. They did an amazing job tonight just using the Wing T, and I'm in love with Wing T now. I think that might be one of my favorite formations coming out of the backfield.
And here it is. The alma mater is nearing its conclusion. You can just feel the Minerva pride here. They love this team, this city. They have supported them through so many bad seasons. From 2021 through 2023, 0 wins. When they won their first game since COVID last year, they were all here. They enjoyed it. And this one, the one that makes it 2-1, it feels all the more sweet. The cheerleaders are making their way over towards that victory bell. And all we need are the players.
Yeah, and you know the players, they always get to hit that bell first. My thought is that they're going to have that quarterback go ahead and smack that bell first and let him get it over with.
And first, it is going to be some jumping jacks for the Minerva Lions. They are having the time of their lives. There is the huddle. We want that bell. We want Lady Victory's bell to ring tonight, and she will in a moment. But what a performance by the Minerva Lions all the way around. Whichever way you look at this, DC, it is going to be simple. Minerva was the better team, and they are the team that deserves this 2-1 record. Realistically, 4-1 is not out of the realm of possibility.
No, it is not.
Upset Sandy Valley, take down STA.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better.
And then to kind of make a more literature reference, lay on West Branch. Not quite McDuff, but it'll do for these Minerva Lions.
Yes.
They are loving this.
As Jameis Winston has said, they have ate the W.
And we'll do player of the game now, and then after this, we will run our final commercial break. I am going to go with Timmy Kirkpatrick. You look at the defensive aspect of things, the early fumble from Linkos, that might be the only reason I'm not going with him here. And here we go. Here it is, DC. They go to that bell, and they are going to ring it. Back-to-back weeks, that bell gets rung, and it gets better as time goes on.
And I think I see some people coming out of their house as they're hearing this bell right now. Thought I saw a few curtains move, and that's just I got goosebumps crawling up my skin right now.
I think we let it fly. And as they continue to ring the bells, once again, your player of the game presented by SmeeSports tonight, it is going to go to Timmy Kirkpatrick. Honorable mention goes, though, to Nate Linkos. 3 touchdowns, 5 combined there. You look at the heartbeat of this team, and it is those 2 runners, 2 nasty, nasty men in this wing T setup.
Yeah, man. And, Linkos did an amazing job just by breaking tackles all night. If I were to have a player of the game, he would be my player of the game, only because I saw him breaking tackles. I saw him putting in the effort. I saw him literally just pulling people while he was gaining 4 to 5 yards, 4 to 5 extra yards whenever he got hit. So, he also did very, very well. The quarterback, incredible game. I just need to see him make a better throw on some of these downs when they really needed it.
But before we wrap things up here, to stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter, as well subscribe down below to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Our goal is 5,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. We are within 100 of that goal. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. There is no added cost, but it greatly helps on all that we do here at SmeeSports as we serve the Cleveland and Stark County areas. Next week, Alliance Carrollton Boys Soccer on Tuesday at 7. On Thursday, Marlington Carrollton Volleyball at 6 o'clock at Marlington. On Friday, it is going to be a game TBD, most likely Akron Ella taking on Alliance at 7. Then on Saturday, rounding out the week, it is the Holy Name Greenway playing at Brooklyn as a home field for the first time in a long time as they welcome in the Madison Blue Streaks. But that'll do it here for us at Robert H. Hines Stadium. Before we send it to commercial one last time, he has been DC. I am Nathan Smee saying so long from Minerva, Ohio, and we will see you again next time. Minerva, for the first time since 2013, is 2-1 to begin the campaign. This has been OHSAA Football on SmeeSports, presented by the Minerva Athletic Boosters Club. Once again, congrats to Minerva. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you again next time.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts. Here at Crowell Interiors in Malvern, we're your local one-stop shop for flooring, furniture, cabinetry, countertops, and home decor, carrying trusted brands like Lazy Boy, Mohawk, Shaw, Lancer, Birch, Cambria, and many more. Visit us at 403 North Reed Avenue in Malvern or give us a call at 330-863-2553. Family owned and operated since 1994, we focus on delivering quality and genuine services so you can love your home today and tomorrow. The Minerva Athletic Boosters Club is dedicated to supporting the needs of the Minerva Athletic Department and all varsity sports teams. We also assist our middle school teams and work year-round to raise funds that directly benefit our athletes. Whether it be providing new uniforms for varsity and middle school teams or providing scholarships for our athletes as they move on to their next chapter, we do a lot to help support our beloved Minerva Lions. Join us for our major events such as our reverse raffle in September, Super Bowl squares in February, or our St. Patrick's Day dance in March, or join us for any of our 9 meetings this year starting in September and running monthly through May at 6 p.m. at the high school library. We invite you to attend a meeting or event and see how you can make a difference for our athletes. Go Lions!